Otherwise, we're going to hear of a 7-part pileup.
All right. Hi, this is Mad Dodge Productions. I'm the Mad Libertarian, and I'm here with the panel for the Redeye stream. You guys go ahead and give out your channel names and everything. Excuse the background noise. Hopefully it'll end here soon. All right, go ahead. Wolfshot.
All right, I'm Wolfshot. I'm here to fuck shit up. My YouTube channel is Wolfshot, and I'm on Twitter at Fangs to Flesh. Subscribe.
My name is Melissa Carly. I make YouTube videos mostly about political topics from a nationalist point of view, specifically civic nationalism. And I guess I'm here to shoot the shit, so let's do this.
Bradley's busy, so Pokemon, you have a channel, right?
I'm at SJW Tracks on Twitter. Like tracks meaning like the Jack Chick tracks. That's about it.
All right, well, let's get right into it. I want to talk about the new rules YouTube is implementing. Who wants to start with their spiel on that? I'm sure we've all read the articles. We all know what we're talking about. So whoever wants to go first, jump in.
Well, I mean, I guess I'll jump in it. Like, this doesn't surprise me. Like, and sorry, I was getting feedback and it confused me for a second. It doesn't surprise me because businesses, like I'm currently in school for business administration, and one of the major key aspects of business administration is PR, right? And I think what really stuck out to me is when it was Kat Black. She was talking to somebody about in Google, right? And when she started like name dropping like Sargon of Akkad and all these guys, they weren't even like, none of these YouTubers were on our radar. I mean, that's what she said verbatim. It's like, none of these motherfuckers are on our radar, right? And I was like, it's just a matter of time before they come up with this system, whatever it's going to be, that's just going to put a hamper on all this. So the only kind of videos that you're going to be able to fucking watch on YouTube are going to be like cats doing stupid shit, right? Like the day is quickly coming where there's going to be no serious discord about fucking anything on YouTube. And the technology has been in the works for decades. I mean, and like, I don't know how closely everyone followed the Candid debacle.
Oh, yeah.
But Candid was trying to perfect an AI that would essentially seek and destroy content that was offensive, right? So
the survivors of Candid called the artificial intelligence blast Judgment Day.
Yeah, they were essentially trying to engineer the atomic bomb of content censoring is basically what they were trying to do. And it's just a matter of time before, you know, oh, you hurt someone's feelings. You can't talk about that anymore. And, you know, and like, to me, that's like the worst reason to do anything. By all means, hurt my fucking feelings, right? Like, and the reason I say that is if you're being an asshole to me, I just don't have to watch your content. I don't have to listen to you. There's block buttons for a reason, right?
Oh, thank God.
So, you know, if someone says something you don't like, be my guest, block them. I don't even see blocks as a form of weakness, right? Like, I block people all the time. I'm not going to fucking sit there and argue with a turf about why my life should be validated to that fucking person. Like, fuck yourself, bitch. Here, have a block. Fuck off, right? I don't have the motivation to do it, right? Because
the patience.
Yeah, I just don't have the will or desire to change that person's mind, because why the fuck should I care, right? So, yeah, by all means, have all the block buttons in the world. Allow what content people can consume, right? Let people control what they can consume. Don't control what other people can put out. That would be my argument.
I totally agree with that, especially with the, you know, Big Brother controlling searches and just deleting shit that they don't agree with. It's now just political, and it's supposed to be a free platform. Now you can get videos removed just because enough people flag it as inoffensive. That
Wait, no, quiet. That's not what I'm worried about. I'm worried about the AI flagging that they're talking about.
the AI flag. Well,
That's even worse.
No, that's been happening for a while. You see
yeah,
a
but
lot
they're
of
upping it.
YouTubers.
They're upping it if you read the articles.
Well, the article that I read was that they would delete people if they got enough flags in general. That was the article that I read.
No, so if you did not violate the terms and services, you will not be kicked from the channel. They'll just put your video in limbo to where nobody can see it, comment, like it, or anything. Like, if you know the exact name of it and the channel, you can probably find it. But
yeah,
other than
it's in
that,
limbo. It can't be found. They do not want it seen. That is, in my mind, a censorship, a blocking, and that is bad. And we've been seeing this for a while. Like, this is a long time coming.
Mm-hmm.
So, I totally agree with what Melissa was saying. Like, it's just a matter of time. Unfortunately, there are other venues that will be opening for other platforms, and eventually people will just start leaving YouTube and going to other ones. And even though it's more of a commercial basis, and I have to thank Wolf for this because I was talking to her earlier, like,
I mean, let's
other
start calling her
venues can
Wolf
do the
Blitzer.
same. But yeah, like, other venues can do the same thing because they need the money, and private corporations or businesses, whatever fucking term you want to use, they can do that, and it gets in the way of, well, talking and actually being able to put out your stuff. So I think
there's
it's just...
oh, sorry, but there's VidMe. Minds.com is trying to do a Patreon type service because of the whole Laura Southern issue.
Well, I mean,
So,
like,
okay.
VidMe has problems, though. Like, if you've actually ever used VidMe, like, it's almost impossible to get verified, right?
I've used it, and you and I have never gone on a date. Why is that?
I don't know.
We should.
Well,
because
we should.
he looks
Well, I
like a prettier Steve Shives, but Steve Shives nonetheless.
The issue I'm seeing with this whole thing is that VidMe, VO, Vid2, and what's that other You Now or whatever, You Live, whatever the fuck that's called.
Wow,
They're
there's many more than I
They're
ever
gonna
knew.
start domino affecting, and they're gonna probably go through the same thing that YouTube is going through, because YouTube, unfortunately, like Quiet said, it's a business. They only give a fuck about their ads. Ad revenue is all they fucking care about.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's a video about, I don't know, some conservative leaning, they don't want their ads on a conservative leading video, so YouTube has to respond because that's where the money's at. This is all about money.
Mm-hmm.
It's all it will ever be about,
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately. And I think that all these other streaming services are going to follow suit because money. And right now they're pushing an agenda that isn't favorable to all platforms. It's favorable to one platform, one narrative.
Yes. I think we're being played to think that that's the case, but they're really just cocking us all, for want of a better term.
Well,
You
then,
think that-
Mr. Poke Me, please elaborate.
No, I mean, like, do you think that they're that naive to allow us to discover their master plan, or do you think that they are actually planning on us discovering a subtle plan that suits their agenda? I know I sound like tinfoil hatty, but
Honey, it's all about money. It will always be.
that's
about
my
money.
point. That's my point. I think that there's much more complex. Never mind.
No.
Well, consumers will
There's much more
watch-
complex avenues at work here, and we're going to pretend we're on the boulevard here of truth when we really have no fucking clue.
Yeah, we're on the complete outside. I guarantee that. But at the same time, if corporations want to profit to the most amount of people, then they need to stay away from tits, ass, and swearing. So therefore, they will withdraw
So therefore, they don't engage in
commercials.
sex slavery. And, oh shit! Never mind. Yeah. Sorry, I'll shut up.
No, dude, I'm on the same thing as you. I'm drinking vodka still. Like, we're good. We're good. I'm just saying, if, advertisements are the money source, then YouTube's going to follow the money source. They're not going to follow the platform.
Well, the content creators bring in the money. So once the creators start fleeing, not me, maybe not, half the, any of us here, but Sargon leaves, PewDiePie leaves. This is going to put a hole in their money, all right? So
PewDiePie ain't going nowhere.
he might do it just to give a big fuck you to YouTube. I mean, F you, sorry, YouTube censors.
I just dropped like 8 F-bombs.
It's just like what you see in like where people work. Like, most people do not work for a major corporation, right? An overwhelming majority of people work for small businesses or own small businesses, right? And YouTube ad does the same thing. Like, yeah, I'm sure PewDiePie pulls in a fat check, but most of the money that they make is in smaller YouTube channels, just posting whatever stupid videos that they post, right? Like, all those little Vine videos of people saying silly shit, right? Those make tons of money, right? Like, you can find somebody with 30 subscribers and a video on their channel that they made that has 300,000 views.
My best got 11,000, but yeah, I only have 116 subs. Maybe 15 now, thanks to Hayden. But
like, if you travel in Vine circles, what you find a lot of times, like, because I pay attention to these kinds of things because fucking I'm curious how people get fucking subscribers, right? Is you travel in Vine circles, what you'll find is someone makes like a 7-second Vine, them doing whatever stupid shit that they're doing, and you'll see that video has been watched hundreds of thousands of times, and they got all but 30 subscribers. Like, it's really strange.
Subscriber count doesn't equal truth. We all know that, but
well, no, yeah, I know that's
we all know that. I'm not saying that no one.
But I mean, how
thinks
else?
Otherwise, but it's amazing how other things can influence.
So I'm a big believer that most of the revenue that they make is on those, like, just oddball channels, right? That aren't large in terms of subscribers, but are very large in terms of how many times they're viewed, right? Like that one video that got hundreds of thousands of views that was 7 seconds long made more money than, say, someone who's got 5,000 subs and got 3,000 views on a video, right? I mean, that's just the reality of the situation. Subs really doesn't matter anymore.
Well, did it have a commercial?
Yeah, you don't hold someone's sub count against them, but at the same time, you have to focus on sub counts because it dictates who's going to be seen, basically.
Someone asked a question in there, and I missed it.
Well, wasn't a question. I was just gonna say that how many commercials are there? Like, is there a commercial involved? Because ad revenue is what brings in YouTube money.
Well, I mean, if assuming like I use an ad blocker, but assuming you didn't have an ad blocker, I'm going to assume there was a commercial on there. Because every video I've ever watched on YouTube had a fucking ad. Like, if I'm on my phone, every YouTube video has an ad. And then ones that are like longer than like 10 minutes, I'll have 2 or 3.
I don't have an ad blocker, and the only channels that I see that don't have ads are pretty much Baring, who is hated by the community and definitely by ads. And then also Fubar Bundy, who pretty much just plays a bunch of video games.
I don't know.
I use an ad blocker and it don't make videos, so
I don't make videos,
So, yeah.
so I have no idea, nor do I really care about it, at least wallet-wise.
Yes. When you go to bed, you'll find it stolen. I'm going to be in the Philippines.
I just think censoring and then kind of shadow blocking search results, it's going to hurt a lot of people. Because now you have to look up the exact freaking name instead of just, the title. I don't know. I feel end up hurting YouTube the more they get involved.
The more it becomes a tool of utilization for vindictive people.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
For want of a better way to put it.
Well, and
People
that's
use it as a weapon.
and that's
Oh, go
exactly what's going to happen with it. Like and this is exactly what's going to happen with it. Like someone who's fucking easily ass hurt over just pity shit, right? They're going to watch a video and they're going to be like, oh, this person's a fucking extremist. Let me report them for extremism, right? Like that's exactly what's going to happen.
And it even said in the article, it doesn't matter if they violate the terms of service. If enough people flag it, it's taken down. That's just not...
And all the
shooting
big
themselves in
channels,
the foot.
I guarantee you, like Sargon's pissed enough people off, right? To where like they'll post it in some forum chat somewhere and be like, okay, let's go flag this one now.
Yeah, even the biggest amongst, like for want of a better term, amongst us. I hate to say it, like skeptic or whatever, like, but yeah, they'll go after the big ones first, and then
Eventually, the big ones will be gone, and then everyone's going to be
no, they're not
flagging
going to be
everyone.
gone. They're going to have to rely on Patreon, and if they go after Patreon, I hope Patreon holds up their ethics.
Well, they're already dropping their ethics. They dropped fucking that pretty blonde girl.
Well, what pisses me off is they didn't even contact the YouTube partners, the creators. They didn't tell us shit. They didn't ask.
They don't have to.
They should.
Yeah, Google bought them out. Nope.
Nope.
Bought out.
We create their content. We're the ones.
It doesn't
that
matter.
make money off
I'm
of.
telling you, it's the ads. They don't give a shit. They don't have to tell you anything of what they do. That's why they don't tell you the algorithm.
I didn't say they had to, but I'm saying they should have. They
Well,
should.
no,
Yeah,
that doesn't even matter because they make their own content now. They have their own revenue.
That's just financial transactions. They should always have to.
I mean, I want to fuck a Delano, but that's never going to happen. Unfortunately, for me, and Adore. But, what are you going to do?
I thought you meant like it was a Hispanic person. Sorry.
I mean, like I said, I watch a YouTuber. His name is Outlaw Dipper. And he does a lot of hunting videos, a lot of gun videos, a lot of tobacco-related videos, and he's demonetized. Period. He is absolutely demonetized. And he's like, my advice to YouTubers now who want to start up is have a merch base, have a merchandise base to supplement the income, which he does. So I think people who want to start up channels now are pretty much fucked. Unfortunately.
I would say at this point, definitely.
Don't worry.
Well,
I think my channel will succeed if I just don't feature you. I joke. I love you, buddy. No, I joke, but she's right. There's an oversaturated market. Like you want to try and talk about shit everyone else already talking about.
Well, yeah. When I talk about politics and shit, that's the first they're coming after. So I don't know what's going to happen here soon.
Well, politics and identity politics. Those are the first to go.
I don't really go with identity politics, really.
No, I know you
I
don't.
believe in
I'm just
individual
saying.
libertarians, so it's kind
No,
of
after
opposite to that.
Sargon, Bering would be the next because he likes to insult stupid
Well,
shit.
I would go the other way. I think they're going to pick off us small channels and then build up to take them out.
I just need to go grab my Thai peanut butter chicken, and I might jerk off to Harmful Opinions,
Hey.
which is a channel you should watch.
Poke me before you leave. Grab another beer. We're
No, I'll be
drinking
right
together.
back. I'll be right.
Just get another
No,
beer.
I'm gonna drink more beer with you. I just gotta grab
We're
this food
drinking
from the
together, damn it.
He's got to get his chicken, man.
Get your food. Get your food.
Like, Jesus Christ! I'm trying to relate to the Thai people, and you're like shutting my Jeep Kundo, you motherfucker.
I don't want to drink alone.
Yeah, you're messing up. You're messing up his
Well-
multiculturalism. And just so
Blaming
you know,
me, shit.
I'm drinking, and I got some good stuff from the Oregon dispensary. So, you know.
Ah, you lucky bastard.
Oh, dude, yeah.
I'm
Two different
drinking
kinds.
Sky
They're good.
at the moment.
It'll probably ban my channel now if I say what they are, but I'll tell you.
No,
in
no,
after
it's fine. But it wouldn't make sense to destroy the small channels first and then move up.
Oh,
You would need to have to
How
move
would
to
it?
the big
The
and
small
down.
channels, they could say they're the fringe. They're the horrible.
Well, no, because if you get flagged enough, could you be louder? Go ahead, try it out. Be louder. Drop it one more time. You can do it. You can do it.
what the fuck are you doing? No.
Oh my goodness.
I didn't say throw it, motherfucker. I said drop it. Glad to have you back.
Drops mic.
Oh, at least you didn't drop your chicken.
Dude,
You have that
you
going.
could ruin a wet dream.
Fuck. I was telling people, what was it? 6.7 weeks and 2.5 days ago. I had I've never had a wet dream when I was a kid. But like 32 years old, I had a nocturnal emission. Like I woke up with like splooge all over my boxers.
Dude,
Jesus
seriously?
fucking
Are you
God.
kidding me? Are you making your food while you tell this story?
The amount
I'm
of
having some peanut.
I love to hear about
fucking-
guys jizzing. It's my favorite part of my day.
I'm gonna go get a beer. I'll be right back.
How many times do you get into that conversation, Wolf?
Plenty.
No,
Shut up,
That's
Benny.
a little weird.
6.2.4 something days ago or some shit. What did you say?
What?
Dude,
You were like 6.2.
6.7.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
6.7.2 days ago. I have no idea what that means, because if
So
I were to think
essentially-
about it,
so
it would
essentially,
be
Oh.
month,
YouTube
week,
sucks.
day. Yeah,
God.
that's basically what we're getting at. YouTube
God, you
is
fucking
now
people.
just a money-grubbing whore.
I miss
because
the
they
old
got a
days of
taste of the
YouTube
good
where
life.
you could like do anything.
Yeah, when it was
Guys,
totally
hear
free.
about something serious that our established guest Melissa could actually talk about, other than my stupid pasta sauce.
Yeah, if you want to move on, go ahead. I'll be right back. But
I should
if you
shut
want to
up.
change
I'm
the subject,
ruining your
go for it.
stream.
What did I miss? I just had to go get a beer. Too bad.
You missed me being home and freshly showered.
Oh, he's back and
Ooh.
showered.
Pixar it didn't happen.
Thank
Uh,
you,
what-
Wolf.
yeah.
I was
Glad
about
that's
to
got
say
going,
that.
She's
man.
got a point. Picture it didn't happen.
Pixar didn't happen.
Wouldn't you guys like to see?
I want to see.
I bet it's fucking tiny.
Benny, fucking ass.
I'll take a look just for science.
Yeah, this is for science.
Yeah,
I need to take
research
a look.
purposes.
Yeah.
If you want to see dick pics, just go to my Twitter. I do it all the time.
All the time. No
Oh,
joke.
shut up, you
His
low budget
splooge-free
No,
dick
seriously,
pics.
I'm looking at them now.
I mean, if you
Oh,
want to
great.
go, if you want to go, if you
Okay,
want
you're-
a different kind of dick pic, you go to my my Twitter, and there's endless feed of traps.
Fuck.
I'm all about it.
I'm fine with
I don't
that.
think I've.
Well, my question is, do I have to pay for
Wait,
it?
no, I follow you.
No, it's a completely my Twitter
So
feed.
wait,
is
wait,
completely
Wolf.
for-
Have
Yeah.
you told
For free-
anybody about that story I shared with you?
No.
Oh, good. Okay,
She
so
did.
guys, apparently, quiet, shut up. Apparently, a U.S. Army Ranger literally killed a man with a plastic spoon from his MRE.
My nigga, I need to meet this dude.
I think we need to stop this MRE movement.
We need to ban all
No,
MREs.
it's proven now that military-style spoons with the polymer frame, they are too dangerous for the normal person to have.
What? Yeah, we gotta.
All MRE spoons matter though.
MREs need to be banned. They're clearly going to be used in the next school spooning.
I can literally kill someone with a fork. Why is a spork any different?
It's a spoon.
Yeah, it's a.
The federal government considers my hands and my feet
Okay, seriously.
radically weapons.
The federal government recognizes that sporks are for fucking pussies.
Remember that old stereotype, though? It's just like my weapons. Like I received a yellow belt in kung fu. My hands and feet are considered by the government a deadly weapon.
Slightly deadly. If they
I
hit
swear
them,
to God, I have over 500 confirmed kills. You are nothing but a target to me.
yeah. Well, if
you
Pokemon
are so lucky
hits
that my
someone
license to
in the
kill is
right way and
crucially
he
expired.
falls on a brick, he dies. So bam, Pokemon is deadly. He can trip someone, and bam, if they land wrong, dead. He's a
I
deadly
murder more
weapon.
pussy than cervical cancer.
That's a
Nice.
great fucking line.
That would explain.
That
all
was
the
a
dick
cervical
pics.
cancer joke. Can we get a good rape joke in there somewhere? God.
Rape is
Pen,
surprise
send over.
sex.
Tiny fuck to stomp.
9 out of 10 people enjoy gang rape.
There we go. We got a good. We got a classic in there. I like it.
I don't
House
understand.
with
I don't understand why women get so upset about rape. I mean, only people can be raped.
You know, rape is
That's
just
a good one.
snuggle.
Thank you.
Snuggle.
That was actually a good one. I've never heard that.
Remember, no means yes and yes means anal.
Attaboy.
My dude, I tried to argue that one in court. Didn't work so well.
You know those algorithms are gonna fuck with me now. Thanks a lot, guys.
You're welcome. We're just trying to kill your channel.
Tristan, he said rape joke. I always go for a jog after sex. It's harder for the cops to find me.
You call it rape. I call it surprise butt sex.
It's not rape if you yell surprise at the end.
Hey, Melissa.
It's also not rape if they don't remember.
What did the native girl say while she was being raped?
Shit. No firewater, Poppy? I don't know.
Don't crush my smokes.
Look, it's
All
not rape.
right.
She's already dead.
That's true. That's just necrophilia. What
Yeah,
did
rape
Helen
dead
Keller
people.
say? What did Helen Keller say when she was raped?
Nothing,
Yeah,
because she was...
Yep. Oh, no. Wolf had it right.
Water, Helen.
Okay. Why couldn't Helen Keller drive?
Because she's a
Because she
woman.
was a woman.
Come on. Bring it better.
That one's a good one. Yeah.
Up your fucking
Everyone
game,
knows that one.
dude. Up
That's
your fucking
old.
game.
Why did Helen Keller
Sorry,
start?
I've been negatively influenced by these fucking Asian nigger noodles.
Oh,
What?
shit.
Hey,
Why did Helen Keller
Mad
start
dog, you're
killing herself?
done. You're fucking done.
Yeah, dude,
So-
you're hitting all the keywords there. Like you guys covered them in about 4 minutes.
I actually have a really good. If we're gonna go to racist jokes, I actually have a really
I
good
tried.
racist joke. If you guys want to
Wait,
hear
I-
it, it's a
wait,
little
I
bit
have-
I feel like
different.
we're too deep
I'm ready.
already,
I'm
so
ready
yeah,
for you.
feel free, Melissa.
Wait. I got a quickie one. Since we were on
Yeah,
the topic
you're
of
quick.
Helen Keller. Why did Helen Keller's dog kill itself?
Why?
You kill yourself
You would
too?
kill
Your name
itself
was,
too.
"Oh!"
Quiet ruined it. Sorry.
You
I know,
did.
my bad.
What the
I was
fuck,
already
Quiet?
muted and I tried.
Take another shot of vodka and calm the fuck down. Dude.
Why don't you have another kid
like,
and calm the
here's
fuck down?
here's how the joke goes.
Hey,
Like
Betty,
this Ivy
go
League,
fuck yourself.
Let's let the expert please tell us the joke.
Hey,
this
that was
let's let
me.
Melissa go for it. Come on.
So this Ivy League, like white guy, like totally stereotypical, right?
Yeah.
And this nigger and a gook were put to a challenge because they wanted to do this like scientific research. And what it was is that each had to go in this room just filled with bloody tampons, right? So they send the white guy in, and they just wanted to see how long they could stay in. So they send the white guy in, and he's in there for like maybe 5 minutes. He's banging on the door like, let me out, I can't handle this. Get me the fuck out of here, right? So they let him out. They throw the nigger in there. And the nigger is in there like fucking 45 minutes and banging the door. Hey, let me out, right? So they throw the gook in there and like fucking an hour goes by. 3 hours go by. 5 hours go by. And they start worrying about this dude. Maybe like tripped and fell and hit his head or something. So they open the door. They say, are you ready to come out? And he goes, no. I'm not done with these jelly-filled donuts.
Oh! Oh, fuck.
I love that joke.
That's fucking
All right,
nasty.
so
That's
you
brutal.
got an Italian, an American, and a Mexican, and they're all working on the skyscraper.
That's
Every
unbelievable.
See, that's the
fucking
joke.
day. Every fucking day.
I mean, isn't that like,
Eating the
where's the
same
best
meal.
place to hide money? Underneath your work boots. You know?
No, the joke is that they're
An American, an Italian, and a Mexican don't
When
work.
Chris Rock,
nope.
Chris Rock made a joke about like where niggas. He's like, niggas hide their money in the books. 'Cause books are like kryptonite to niggas.
All right, I got
Hearing
one.
you say that, you just confirm your whiteness to me every time.
All right, I got one. All right,
You want to
so
taste it, bitch?
Not really.
this black guy's at the airport, and he's wants to go back to Africa and see Kenya, where he came from, or whatever the fuck. So he goes up to this big southern
Really? An
White
Obama
dude.
joke?
white dude, Texan, whatever, and he's like, "Sir, I just need a nickel to go back to Africa. I'm short." And he flips him a quarter and says, "Here, take 4 of your nigger buddies with you."
Oh, that's bad.
Back to the skyscraper. They're sitting on the same fucking beam, eating the same lunch every day. And the Mexican says, "Oh my god, if I get another fucking taco, I am jumping off this fucking beam." Italian says, "If I eat fucking lasagna another day, I'm jumping off this fucking beam." The American says, "If I have another sandwich, I'm jumping off this beam." Anyway, they all jump off the beam because the next day they have the same shit. Mexican wife says, "He never told me he didn't like tacos." The Italian says, "Well, he never told me he didn't like lasagna." The American wife said, "Well, he made his own lunch."
That's pretty good.
Okay, I got one.
You moved away from the kind of racist, but not really. Not as bad
Hey,
as
I
the
didn't
other
say a
bastards.
race. I said a
An
nation.
Italian with a
fucker.
speech impediment. What do you call him?
Italian.
No, no. An Italian with one arm longer than the other. Italian speech impediment.
So a Christian and Muslim were arguing, all right? So the Christian goes, "Well, guess what? My God's love is so powerful it can move mountains." The Muslim looks at the Christian and goes, "Oh yeah? Well, my God can move skyscrapers."
9/11.
I got one for you.
I am. Really
I had to think about that one for a
man.
second. I was like, wait a minute, what?
Oh, I
Yeah,
was
it
totally
took me a
fucking
while,
there.
All right. So a kid from the Bronx is going to his college lecture. He steps in, and the professor says, "Okay, students, today we're going to be learning about the Falkland Islands." The kid from the Bronx raises his hand, and he goes, "Yeah, which Falkland Islands are we going to be learning about?" And he says, "The Falkland Islands."
Yep.
Falkland Islands, Hawaiian
Fucking-
Falkland Islands, Fiji Falkland Islands. Which Falkland Islands are we talking about?
I got it. Just as someone who hates the Muslims, I'm sitting here praising the British Air Force for their refueling scheme and the first strike of the Falklands War.
So, so do we have any actual topics? Are you guys just gonna go through all the racist jokes you ever
One
learned?
more
Oh,
joke.
what do you wanna talk
One
about?
more joke.
We need
All
more
right.
A
jokes.
Catholic priest and a rabbi are walking down the street. There's a 10-year-old boy. He drops a quarter and bends over to pick it up. The Catholic priest says, "Damn, I would love to fuck him." The Jew says, "Okay."
I like
how
how
there
there
has
has to be a
I
Jew
get it.
involved, otherwise it wouldn't have been a racist joke. It would have just been a
I
Philly
love
joke.
it.
That
That's
wasn't
funny.
racist. That was
What's-
purely ideological or
What's
religious.
gray? What's gray and looks good on firemen and policemen?
Jews.
The World Trade Center.
Yeah, I knew it was gonna be. I knew it was gonna be a joke like that. Sorry, that was a.
I don't know, Mad Dog. What topics do you want to hit on? I mean,
All right.
Yeah, please move us away from this racist bullshit. Let's just like. Actually
Yeah,
Hey,
the banning my
hey, come
channel
on.
type shit. Yeah, that's great.
shut up, you pussy.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck them, right? What are they gonna do? Ban me? Shit.
It was kings.
We was
Yeah.
kangs.
We're
Oh,
gonna
we
find
was
some
fine.
complaints at
Shit.
the
I
United Nations.
has 3%
Okay, what about Donald Trump firing the communications director? Was he really a douchebag, or has Trump got real issues going on?
I don't know, man. It's like bingo up in that bitch. Like I've got a little
Yeah.
printout of all of his staff, and I'm just crossing out the ones hoping to get a bingo.
No, and there's an old saying, dude. If everybody thinks you're an asshole, maybe it's not them, maybe it's you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's basically if every room you walk into smells like shit, check your shoes.
Yeah. So I don't know what's going on with that shit. What are your guys' thoughts?
I think I'm gonna embrace Trump just for the fun of it, and I'm gonna go to bed soon. And if I
Yeah,
wake
I
up
don't know
to
what
atomic
the
war,
fuck you're talking
I will become a member of the Wolverines, and I'll just be like, "Yeah, Red Dawn, motherfuckers." And
If it's
I hope,
Atomic War, you're not going to be alive.
but I want to meet Ali Sheedy. That was my favorite movie, and she's so hot with her dandruff from Breakfast Club.
Shut up.
Shit, I said that. I said that.
Wait, okay, I'm sorry. Wait, who was
What does the
your
Breakfast Club
favorite?
have to do with fucking
No.
what?
He
No,
likes the sexy
Revolutionary,
dandruff. He
Out of
just
the
said
Rat
it.
Pack.
Yeah, but you guys haven't seen Red Dawn, have you? The original.
Yes, I have.
I have.
You're just
I own
fucking
both.
weird.
I own the old one and the new one.
Of course you do, you fucking ANCAP.
Oh,
fucking. Oh,
Yeah.
let's go with that. Okay, Wolf. Danny?
He's ignoring us. He's pushing down on me so he can get back to his own home country
Oh,
and
that's right.
what?
Yeah,
Quiet?
that's right.
What
Oh
quiet?
Okay.
no, I'm calling
Jokes
on
aside, let's
Wolf.
talk about a serious topic. You fucker.
Ah, I was
No,
ready
quiet.
to...
Go for it. No, what? What were you gonna ask me?
No.
Okay, Wolf, Benny, Poke. The pick about the fucking Nazi or fascist or whatever fucking word you want to use, pointed, looking by the Kappa, whatever the fuck. Hey, Mad, what do you call yourself? An anarcho-cap?
No, I am not an anarcho-capitalist, and you
It's
are
anarcho-capitalist, you fucking...
Anarcho-Capulet.
Wait.
It's a gem you get in Tomb
The
Raider.
anarcho-capitalist versus the anarcho-Montague. Star-crossed
serious?
ideologies.
Well, no, seriously, what is an anarchist capitalist? That doesn't
I'm
make
not
sense.
one. I'm a classical liberal.
Well, what
Which is
the
short
fuck
for
is
he's a
an
conservative
anarcho-
who smokes.
A Republican with a bong, ladies and gentlemen.
Nice.
I'm
for so long.
a conservative that smokes pot. What? No. You gotta come up with something else. All right, fine. I'm a libertarian.
My gold standard.
Oh, I like this shit so
Alright.
They call me-
much right now.
I'm dangerous.
No. What's your guys' beef with libertarians?
If,
What's your
oh
problem?
man,
Go down, and we'll try to skip you. go down the line other
Hey,
than Wolf
hey,
Shot.
hey, fuck
I've
you.
heard
No,
her complaints.
Everyone's
no.
cutting out one at a time. One at a time.
I just guess this Melissa makes me moist.
Oh no.
Thank you.
Benny, everyone makes you moist.
Well, I'm not that much of a whore.
No, you're pretty much a whore.
No, Benny only
I don't get
likes the
paid
cool
for
ones.
He was calling Melissa a whore, so that's our chance to jump in and say, Melissa, you're not a whore. Love me more than Benny.
I'm gonna go the other way. Melissa, how much do you charge?
What
Not
the
enough.
fuck?
Brass tacks.
I
You
mean, you
Too
know,
much for you, motherfucker.
the offer still stands. The person that buys my tits gets to fuck them. So
Dude, I'm
All
there.
right.
All right. How much?
I'm there.
How much?
7,000.
Shit.
I'm not
Dude.
That's a
paying
lot.
fucking money. You gotta come
Okay,
down with the price
Wolf,
a little bit.
Wolf.
Yeah.
You just split the bill.
Well, fuck yeah. I'm down. I'm down to clown.
Maybe
Yeah,
a
there we
three-way.
go. All right, we got
Family.
it down.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to pay for airfare and shit, but I'm not. And you ain't staying at my house, like, do your thing, and then you gotta go.
All right, fine.
I can make
I'll pretend
breakfast.
I like you being here and then get the fuck away from me.
Hey, you know what? Like any self-respecting bisexual, I have a king-size mattress for a reason, okay?
Oh,
Oh, that's a good
Got
one.
him.
Queen size.
god damn.
Gotta get that
Yeah.
California king, or you're not a real bisexual. That's just the rule.
You don't want
Oh,
I
your
don't have a
face-
California king.
Just go buy a sectional then.
Well,
That's
no,
why
I
Mad
got
Dog
a
my
regular
mattress is
king.
Mad Dog has a food dog.
legitimately like I live in an apartment. My mattress is legitimately 90% of my room.
That
Same.
must be depressing.
No,
true.
it's actually quite amazing for threesomes. So
There you go.
No, I'm saying the
Kinky.
90% part. Like walking around, it must be kind of a bitch.
well, I mean,
What?
you gotta be smart about
I have
positioning.
like
well,
80% of my room, and I only have like probably 10% to walk around, just because I have a dresser and
Get your tits
also
off
a
her face.
nightstand. Just saying.
I mean,
If it's 90%, you can't really walk around.
I mean, like people are like, "How could you do that?" I'm like, "It's just a dick. I don't see what the big fucking deal is." Jesus.
So he's worried about it fitting in there.
I'm worried about 90% of the walking room, and she's talking about her dick.
If
I'm
you're in a
all
room
about
with her,
that.
why
Don't worry
would you
about
want to
that.
be walking? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Just a
Yeah,
dick.
exactly. If you can still walk to the kitchen to make the sandwich, you're not fucking right. Just saying.
Well, if it depends, it really depends.
Oh,
I make one
that's
hell of a good
AIDS
sandwich.
sandwich.
I
Bring up
even get my
apples.
tomatoes cut straight. Okay, I know how to cut fucking
Close to the
tomatoes.
wall.
My
Well,
sandwiches are on fucking point, nigga. Okay, like
Melissa, let's make some fucking barbecue sometime.
Yeah, Melissa, I'm down for that sandwich though. You won't be able to walk to the kitchen, but I'm down for the sandwich.
yeah, I'm down with being barefoot, fucking naked in a kitchen making sandwiches. I'm cool.
Well, and there we go. That's where the fun goes down.
Like
Who
if you
needs
don't
a
see me
bed
on
when there's a
camera,
kitchen
like
right there?
if I don't have shit to do or anywhere to go, clothes are largely optional. 90% of the time, if you're tweeting at me, I'm naked. I just don't give a fuck.
Now you just bring
I'm
more to the
more-
imagination.
I'm
Benny-
just gonna say I'm more of a like just a shorts dude. I wear shorts because I don't really give a shit. Once I have to leave, that's when I put on real clothes.
It's a man after my own heart.
I hope you're
So
talking about
basically,
me.
niggas who can't dress like fucking classy ass fools in their own home, and you going after Melissa? Fuck off, my.
Says the faggot who looks like Steve Shives.
Oh,
Exactly.
good shot.
I'm just saying,
I
like,
mean,
if I'm
the only really
outside, I
the only
have a
the only
taco shirt.
selling point like Steve Shives has for me is that he has a beard. But other than that, like, there's nothing attractive about that man. Well, I mean, what it is,
Beards are sexy.
He's
I don't like I am one of those bitches. If you let me, I will walk all over you. I will use you. I don't give a fuck, and I'll move on. Right?
I'm right here.
Like,
I'm one of those guys that thinks
but-
that you can use me and I can convince you not to move on.
But if you can dominate my personality, I won't do that. Like that, I've been with my boyfriend for 2 years now, right? And he doesn't put up with my bullshit, right? And
Alpha as fuck.
Who?
he straight up won't. Like once I start like my little dysphoric bullshit, right? He'll just fucking be like, "You need to quit being stupid right now." Like straight up, that's how he'll do it.
My ex was nothing like that. The moment I disagreed on anything, it would just be a shit show, and her or he, depending on who I'm talking to, would just like freak out on me, and I'm like, okay,
I really care about
give
your
me your sources and I will rebuttal them. And that just pissed her off, and she'd be like, whatever you say, and leave. And I'm just like, okay, you're really pissy. And then ended up dumping me, so whatever. Like,
I married a
people,
hardcore liberal.
some people just can't deal with being told they're wrong.
Oh fuck! When I was married, my wife cut herself and she blamed black people for it.
That's
Wait,
cute.
what? That's fucked up.
That's nice.
The black people came in.
I've
Is
told
it?
both
Well, I
kinds.
mean, liberals have made being racist cool again. So, shit. Might as well blame
Well, I mean-
black people.
Wasn't it always the liberals that did that? Like, I'm pretty sure the Democrats have always been the ones pushing the race card. Like, forever. If you look at Lincoln, there was a bunch of Democrat propaganda. I'm not kidding.
Oh, yeah.
I'm literally not kidding. They said he wanted white genocide.
Well, you want to know one of the biggest bullshit lies that liberals will tell? Is that like the party switched, right? Like you'll hear that all the fucking time. Now, when you hear a liberal tell you that, challenge them to go look into the governorships and all that bullshit in the last 100 years, in 150 years, right? At this point, 150 years of those states, like Mississippi, Georgia, yada yada yada. Like, I know for a fact Mississippi went something like 118 years with solid Democrats at the governor's mansion, right? So, like,
Wait a minute.
yeah, like Mississippi, the first time they've had a Republican governor since the Reconstruction era was 1992. So whenever a liberal tries to tell you that,
Wait,
the
no,
party
we-
switched, motherfucker, you Democrats had control of the South the entire fucking time.
The
And even
Reconstruction era
afterward.
didn't even end until almost the 1900s. The Reconstruction era had lasted a long time, and there was military districts in the South. And
Well-
there was forced Republican rule over the South.
No. You look into the governor houses and the city councils and all that shit. It's all been with an iron fist held by Democrats.
I will say, I'm not a liberal, but I have to say that our political parties have shifted at least 3 times in our history. I'm telling you, like,
Yeah, 3 times.
so, I mean, you can call me a fucking liberal all you want, but
I'm not here to call names. I'm just
Well, liberal is different than Democrat, and liberal is also different than liberalist. Liberalist is pretty much what we have now. It's like, I don't know, the 80th type of liberal.
okay. So in the last Republican of Mississippi was in 1876. That's when he left office. And then a Democrat took over. The next time there was a Democrat in the governor house of Mississippi was, let's see here, January 14th, 1992.
Is
That
the
100, what,
Republican Union?
16 years, something like that? 116 years? All Democrats.
Oh, but oh my God, Hillary Clinton and Senator Robert Byrd. Oh my God.
And Robert Byrd was in the KKK. He was legitimately a KKK member.
I know. I was just making the joke that everyone wants to like throw that.
You want to turn off that faggot music?
So it's a bullshit lie on the parts of the left, right? Because they're trying to make excuses for their little bullshit. The entire 1960s, 1970s, 1980s were fucking strong-held by fucking Democrats all the way up until the 1990s. And then that's when it flipped.
I'm not going to disagree
Goddamn
with
liberals.
around, but Reconstruction lasted for a really long time, and a lot of voters were disenfranchised after the war, even for just fighting in it when everybody in the area fought, just like in the North. So, I don't know, like, there is a lot of political shift that happened, and now it is turning mostly Democratic, and like in the upper South, it's kind of turning Democratic, like Virginia and the outlying states. Then you have Texas, that's deep red, and I think Mississippi's Republican now, right? Louisiana is kind of a swing state, so it's really up in the air nowadays.
Well, I mean, a lot of it is where people call red states and blue states, they only look at the presidential map. And that's not actually a really accurate way to look at it. Because states are counted as a whole when talking about the presidency, right? Outside of, I think, 2 states, if you win majority in a state, all your electoral votes go into that one state or into that one candidate, right? And that causes problems. A more accurate way to look at if a state is red or blue is actually to look at how does the state vote their senators? How does the state vote their representatives? How does the state vote their governor's mansion, right? And that'll actually give you a better representation of what's going on in that particular state.
Yeah, instead of everyone. So, how they vote?
So like swing states that we call them swing states in presidential elections, like Ohio, if you look at their senatorial races and you look at their governor races, these are highly contested races all the fucking time, right? Between the Republicans and the Democrats, right? It's a highly contested race. So the accurate picture is this is a state that's roughly split on political lines. And the only way you're able to like get a full picture of why that is looking into the governor races. That's the only way you can get an accurate picture. If you do it purely by presidential races, you're never going to understand what the fuck is going on. You're never going to reach an understanding. And you're just going to be like Van Jones and all those fucking retards who thought X, Y, and Z about this state because all they look at is the presidential election. And that's not going to give you an accurate picture. And that's why so many of them looked like fucking idiots when they said Hillary has a 99% chance of winning the fucking election, right? They all looked like fucking idiots.
And look what happened.
And she got fucking blown out. She got blown out in terms of the electorate, right? She got blown the fuck out.
Well, the thing with these Midwest swing states too, like Wisconsin, Ohio, all these places up here, is when you actually look at the demographic, like for Wisconsin, for example, there are 2 giant patches of blue, Madison and Milwaukee. The rest is almost entirely red. So it's just it's literally just a matter of who decides if they're going to vote or not today. Like
because Virginia
it's always so close.
Virginia used to be a blood red state, when Obama came, it fucking turned blue, and everyone was like, "What the fuck?" And most of that was because of Northern Virginia. And it still stands that way. Like, we're cut in half. Virginia essentially is cut in half to where the top, Northern Virginia, all blue. The southern half, all red. So we're essentially purple.
Well, and there's a lot of states that are purple that a lot of people don't think are purple. Like, for example, Minnesota is a perfect example.
If you ever look
now,
at
if you only went by presidential elections, Minnesota is the longest running Democratic state in the union, right? It is. and it blows all the other states out of the water. Minnesota's the only state that didn't vote for Reagan.
Yeah, everyone was surprised when Jesse Ventura won that shit.
And that's the other thing. Minnesota is not afraid to vote third party as a state. So if you were to look just purely at the presidential map, you would get this crazy fucked up idea about Minnesota. It's not a super liberal state. It's not by any measure, right? It's a blue collar state. And I think one of the biggest mistakes and I don't want to see the Democratic Party succeed because I think they're absolute shit. But one of the biggest mistakes the Democratic Party makes is they're abandoning white collar workers, right? Or white blue collar workers is what I meant to say, right?
That's why Hillary lost.
Those goddamn white people.
She completely ignored Wisconsin, Ohio, Minnesota,
Virginia.
and Michigan.
You cannot.
I'm just
if you're
talking
a Democrat,
Midwest states.
you cannot.
She ignored Virginia big time.
And there's two types of Democrats. You have the academic liberal, and you have the blue collar worker liberal, right? And the blue collar worker liberal is very different from the academic liberal. The academic liberal is going to give a fuck about feminism and how many genders there are and all that kind of fucking crazy shit, right? A blue collar Democrat is not going to give a fuck about any of those things. The number one thing they're looking at is what are you going to do for the labor?
Yep, unions.
Right? They don't give a fuck about all the crazy leftist kind of shit, right? They don't give a shit about any of it. And a lot of times they'll align with Republicans on those issues, right? Like if you go to Minnesota and you talk to a blue collar worker about should gay marriage be a thing, I will guarantee you that blue collar Democrat who has voted Democrat their entire fucking lives will say no, it shouldn't be a thing, right? I guarantee it. But they vote Democrat because previous Democrats did a better job at selling themselves to the labor aspect of the Democratic Party. So like Kerry and fucking Al Gore and all those guys, they don't like Kerry and Al Gore because of their super liberal positions on what fucking gays can or cannot do. They don't give a shit about that. They liked them because they saw them as an ally to the labor movement. So for Hillary to completely ignore that aspect of the Democratic Party was probably the largest mistake she fucking made, right?
And the best for us.
And the best for the right wing. It was and then climbing on a stage and calling half the electorate fucking deplorable. That didn't help.
Deplorable. Oh my god.
And not only did that turn out to be a political mistake, it turned out to be a merchandising scheme and a fucking meme, right? So
Pokemon, go to the polls.
That completely fucking blew up in Hillary's face. And if I were to pick a moment when I said Hillary lost this election, right? If I were to pick a moment, that moment would be the day she jumped on the stage and did the deplorable thing. That would be the moment she lost the fucking election. It was over. Trump could fucking talk about grabbing pussies all fucking day long. It wouldn't have mattered. Because me talking about grabbing pussies doesn't denigrate half the fucking electorate.
What about when she had the seizure and the shit? Like,
none of that shit fucking matters. None of that shit fucking matters, right? Like the only thing that fucking matters.
You can't prove any of it.
No, it didn't really matter. Did you see how many fucking jokes everyone was making about it? No one gave a shit.
Yeah, but can you prove it? That's the thing.
Oh my god, they made fucking alien conspiracy theories out of it. I'm not even kidding.
Well, I'm not talking about lizard people, but I remember the 2008 election and them saying John McCain was too damn old. So Hillary having a seizure and falling down on multiple occasions should be a damn issue.
Well, I mean, it's not really an issue, but I'll tell you the thing that kind of disturbed me the most was when you watched her cough up something into her water and then drink it.
Oh god, that made me gag. I don't want to ever see that again. And Alex Jones loves to put it on there.
It was big too. Oh my god.
Also Aryan conspiracy.
Also the times when she would cough for like 5 straight fucking minutes.
Yeah, she couldn't complete a sentence.
She couldn't complete a sentence. Like for Hillary, she was not in any type of condition to run. In all honest opinion.
Well, no, it wasn't so much that she wasn't in condition to run as much as it was it hurt her image as, you know, the strong woman that's going to unite the United States, or reunite them, I suppose, under the Democratic banner. It hurt her image a lot.
Like, here's this is my personal opinion. If she had not done the deplorable thing, I honestly think we would have been looking at a Clinton presidency. I honestly do think so.
Mm-hmm.
I do, because that had a huge impact. Because not that it was going to, if she didn't say that, like, a whole bunch of Trump voters would have voted Hillary. It made her look really, really, really bad, right? Like, it's like, because there was a lot of people who are like, oh, I don't know if I'm sitting on the fence, because Trump makes this good argument and then Hillary makes this good argument, right? Like, you get a lot of people like that, especially independent voters. And then when you are getting told, well, because you agree with Trump on this, you're deplorable, that's going to piss you off. I don't care who you are, right?
Well, that was a big thing, especially when it came down to immigration control.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know how I can get it through Democrats and, to a lesser extent, libertarians' heads. Like, immigration is something people give a fuck about, and they're not gonna sit here and listen to your wishy-washy shit on fucking immigration. They're not. They're just straight up not.
I will say I voted independent. I voted independent because I didn't like either of them, but I feel that it's necessary to vote. And I mean, are we? I'm not a fucking. I'm not a wizard. I can't see the future, and I can't see if what would have happened if Hillary won or whatever. I just know when she announced she was going to run, I knew she wasn't going to win, period, because of the backlash.
As a libertarian, I am for less government, and that means I promote limitations on things that don't benefit me, and I promote
like what?
Things that do benefit
me. Only give a fuck about yourself.
That's how people vote, though. That's how people vote.
I empathize with the libertarian position. I do. I empathize with it. I used to be a libertarian myself. I was a libertarian. I was legitimately in the Libertarian Party until I was 24 years old. And then something happened. I started listening to their arguments about immigration and free trade. And I said, this is fucking bonkers. And it is. It's fucking bonkers.
Wait a minute. That's exactly
Melissa, marry me. Marry me now.
No, wait. That's half the party, though.
You can't. You're already married. Melissa,
I know, but I can make it happen.
And the reason
illegal in the States.
It's it's fucking bonkers is, like, when it comes to free trade or when it comes to trade matters and it comes to immigration, a country needs to be nationalist. Not it wants to be or it should. Okay. It needs to be nationalist. And it needs to be a hardline nationalist.
Wait a minute.
You need to prioritize. You need to prioritize your nation above everyone else at that point, right?
All right. You know a good way to prioritize our nation? Pull the troops home and defend our borders.
Oh yeah, let's go with that again.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh yeah, that's gonna make it so much fucking easier.
Yeah, that's gonna. We have to keep a presence in the world.
Oh, we have
to be in. And you do understand something, Wolf, or I mean, Mad Dog. You do understand that when you put military on the border like that, it's granted it may affect the immigration. It will not stop it. And you're most likely going to go to war with the cartels that are down there, which we are already trying to appease.
First
shut up for a second. They have the same kind of military hardware that we have. It's not as advanced as us, but they have hardware to match the military. It will become a war if you do something like that.
And what are we going to do with all these troops that come back, to the country?
First off,
Tell them nice thanks for serving. Fuck off. Bye. What?
no. We open up new bases. We protect the homeland.
Oh yeah, well, where are we gonna get the money for that?
We already
More
have the
importantly,
money.
that
No,
gets.
wait a
Do we
minute. Where
though?
we
I
get
thought
the
you said
money
no,
from?
no, no, no,
What?
no, because
We're shutting
you
down
believe in a
bases
gold
over
standard. You don't believe in having this kind of extra money.
in
My
this
gold
So
argument.
by your own
In
logic,
this-
we don't have the
The
money for it.
roads.
Sir, in this argument, did I bring up the gold standard? You need to keep
No,
on.
but
the
it is
current
something
topic.
that you
So what?
push forward. It is something you
So
believe in.
what?
So I'm bringing your logic against you
No, you're.
because you can't be touting this
May
and
I
then still believe in
step
the
Wrong
same
in for a
thing that you
quick
say.
second?
Conversation. Yeah,
Just
dude, go
one
ahead.
quick second. If you bring all the military back, build more bases to house military, and then close the borders, you now have a very strong, independent national government. I thought libertarians liked small government.
Wait.
Okay, first off, some of those troops won't be in bases at home. They will be discharged. Mainly the troops that are.
Are they going to be
doing
discharged
paperwork.
with benefits?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, of course.
How are you going to afford all those benefits for all those troops being discharged at
Where
the
is the
same
money
time?
going to come from? Are
The
we
money's
going
already
to
there.
tax?
Mexico
Wait a
is going to
minute.
pay for
It's
it.
not. It's not
Do you
there.
know- No, dude, do you know how much these bases cost to run?
And
A
do
lot.
you
What
know
are you
how?
talking about?
Oh, hold on,
You
Bad
shut
Guy. Do
them
you even know?
down. You
do
have the
even know
money
how-
you're talking about.
Hold on, Bad Guy. Do you even know how America is in debt right now?
Duh.
Do you grasp that concept? Basically, what
Dude,
you're
and
trying
that's
to
why I want to shut the bases down
no,
that
what
we
you're
don't
trying
need.
to what
German,
you're
No,
trying
why do you
no,
want
no,
to
is
do
why
I will
America
fight
is in
you.
debt.
No. I will fight you tooth and nail on shutting down bases. I live in a Navy town. No, fuck that shit.
I'm not talking about domestic bases, we'll shut.
No, what
I'm talking about foreign
Mad Dog,
bases that we can't afford.
what you're trying to say is that we should put on more bases. You know what that's gonna do? That's
Why
gonna
are
put
we?
us even
Can you
into
give me
more
3
debt.
reasons we're in Germany? Give me 3 reasons why we're still there. Please, go ahead. I'll mute myself. Shoot away.
Dun,
3
dun,
reasons
dun.
why we're in Germany.
Ramstein. That's why we're there.
Why?
Because if we're not at Ramstein, we don't have claimed that awesome fucking band, my dude.
Shut up.
Yeah, I know. I should go to bed.
The reason Germany is our ally and we have a base there, first of all, we are in NATO with them. So we're doing work for them because they are not an offensive military, they're a defensive military, which means that we're there for training, both giving and receiving. Secondly, they are a tactical location for deploying to certain countries in the center of Eastern Europe. Thirdly, they have
Wait,
one
wait,
of
wait.
these.
Let me stop you a second.
Let him finish. He said thirdly.
Certain
And third-
countries, Russia. I just want to clarify what.
No,
certain
not
countries.
just Russia, you fucking dingus. Do you understand how many Slavic countries are out there that
Yeah,
don't
and they're
like
mostly in the
America?
EU.
Military
No,
readiness.
they're not.
It's
Oh my God,
military
you're-
readiness, especially if something goes down in the UK or something goes down in France
That's
or
none of our
Germany.
business.
It's military
It
readiness.
is our business. Do you understand?
No,
Okay.
we give
We're
our
a
No, no, no.
global
NATO.
economy.
I'm pausing my game. I'm pausing my
fucking-
game. No, do you understand why this
Oh
is
my
important to us? Because the last time we were isolationist, it brought the whole fucking world to its knees.
I'm
and
not
we had,
saying pull
when
out
we
of
had,
NATO.
Oh,
We won't be
this-
look at Twitter.
I'm not, no, I'm
You
talking
think
about not being involved with anything in the world. That is what you are suggesting, is not being involved. I'm not
No.
saying we need to put, shut up. I'm not saying we need to put people on the front line. What I'm saying is if we pull all of our military support like you are suggesting we do, we are isolating ourselves from helping and receiving help, which means that if Big Bad Russia or Little North Korea decides to nuke your happy ass, we're not going to get any help from the rest of the world.
You do realize it's not 1983, right?
You do realize that this isn't your fucking libertarian utopia, right?
We're living in a global our country depends on the global
I'm agreeing
economy.
with the fucking fox in this suit. He's absolutely.
I'm not a fox, you fucking bitch. I'm a Doberman.
Doberman in the suit.
No, see, you can pull back out of the unimportant bases.
No.
You can Yes, you
No.
can.
No.
And you can
Oh my
trust the
God.
people in
It's
those
called
countries that you're leaving
just-
to withhold maintain your national security.
We
You were
are
just
in
bitching
NATO.
the other day about
We are in
military
NATO.
readiness.
We are in NATO.
That
We
is
pay.
a part of it.
Can I
Having a
talk?
military presence around the planet is military readiness,
our job.
especially now.
Exactly.
Yeah, especially now. Do you know how many times North Korea has threatened to nuke the U.S.?
You know how many troops are on the border with North Korea right now?
Do you realize that they're all
about...
MPs? Do you realize that they're all not there to be aggressors? They're
Oh,
there as
do
advisors?
you realize MC would disagree with you on that? Because he told me who was on the border, and they're not all MPs. There are 40,000 fucking troops there, dude.
Leave them
I'm
there.
not saying...
Leave them there. Leave the troops where they
I'm not-
are.
Did I say North Korea?
Back to
I'm
like
talking
what
about
vape Melissa is smoking.
You're not even letting me clarify
What's
what
the
I'm
flavor
talking
there?
about here.
It's because
I'm
you
sorry?
don't fucking clarify what you're talking about.
No, you don't need to. You know, it is my channel, dick.
No, it
Now,
is your channel. It just helps when you say things that are important.
Oh god, this is.
Look,
I didn't
Brad-
think I was gonna
look,
jerk off before I went to
Look,
bed.
Mad Dog,
You guys are
remember, Brad
really
paused his
pushing.
game. Alright? Brad paused his game. That means shit was getting real for a second. Alright?
He left his comrades in the battlefield.
Nah, just playing single player.
we pay over 3 or 4% of NATO's budget. I'm not saying leave NATO. I'm saying pull out of the unimportant bases, bring the troops home.
What
For
dictates an
self-defense.
unimportant base?
Oh, I don't know. A guy I know served in the army. You know what his tour in Germany was? Whores,
Unimportant?
hookers, and hash.
Okay, but
That's
you're,
all I
Yeah, what
did.
was...
talking
No,
about
no.
one
This is important. What
experience.
was he? Was he a grunt? Or was he an officer?
No, he was a fucking MP.
See?
Yeah, that's what he did.
So he was
Okay,
basically
they
just a
don't do
grunt.
shit.
He was a grunt with a badge.
They don't do shit. They run around. They do fucking.
Because he's a
drill.
grunt with a badge.
Man, we don't need a base where they just go off base and go fuck whores. Okay, they could do that in Nevada. Bring them home.
You
Build
know,
a base in
it's.
Nevada. Shit, man.
Oh my God.
Now we still pay. Wait a minute. Let me finish. We still pay 3 or 4% of NATO. They could reopen a NATO base there. We'll still be paying for it. You'll still have your damn way, and we could discharge some troops that are doing nothing. How is that bad?
Because we don't have the money to fucking pay for the Medicare or the
We don't have the
schooling
money
that
to
they
pay
Tricare.
for what we're doing.
Or, yeah,
That's why I
Tricare,
want
whatever
to
the fuck
close
it's
the
called.
base. Bloody hell, man.
What does closing the base do, though? We lose money,
Saves
we lose equipment,
money.
and then we
It
lose
hurts our
personnel.
economy. It hurts our economy.
Because you realize
the
whenever...
military-
No. You
Wait,
realize whenever
wait,
you close
are
a base
arguing
overseas,
for the
it is
military-industrial
more...
complex?
You realize it's more expensive to fly all that equipment back than it is to just leave it there, which is why
Give them the NATO.
hundreds of dollars or thousands
Give
of
them the
dollars of
NATO.
equipment was left in the
We're
Middle
in
East
NATO.
when we pull
Ship
out.
them to the next base over in NATO.
That
Dude,
costs
there's-
money!
Oh my
You know how
god.
detrimental it is to close a base? Do you have any idea?
I'm telling you, NATO would take over the damn
No,
base.
No,
no.
they wouldn't.
Do you know? No, I'm asking. Do you know how detrimental it is? Because one of our
Detrimental to
bases.
Germany?
Mad Dog lied. People died.
Why should I care about what's detrimental to Germany?
Because what happens to Germany can happen to us. You do
No,
understand
we're not in the
that
EU.
anything
It's
that
not my
affects the West
fucking
and
problem.
Europe affects us. That's your fucking problem, Mad. You don't care about anyone but your own goddamn self.
Thank you.
What do you mean?
Shit.
Unless it
No,
affects you
we
directly,
need-
like the fact
do
that
you
North
know
Korea has
what
the capability.
debt is?
Shut up. The fact that North
What
Korea
is
has
the
the
debt?
capability
No,
to
you
nuke
shut
you
the
is the
fuck
only
up,
reason you
dude.
care.
Look,
No.
If they were only able to hit
I'm
Japan, you'd say,
done
"Oh,
being
that's
told
not
to
my problem. That's Japan's problem. I'll deal with it when it."
I'm done being told to shut up on my channel. Knock it off, dude. Now, if we
I was
pull
gonna
back,
say,
we
let's all
save
just be
money.
kind. We don't have to say shut up. Just say hold on.
Yeah, well, if you keep shouting stupid shit like that, I gotta call you out on it.
Just say, hold on a second, and then continue.
All you're
point.
saying is your point of view, and I'm trying to say mine calmly, and you're yelling over me.
Your point of view
And
is
somebody
wrong.
else take over before I just end up getting fucking pissed.
Like normal.
How about you guys just... Jesus Christ.
Like normal.
We have a
dude.
hot, fucking, awesome
Like-
chick.
Look.
When you pull your troops back, you save money because you can house them here. And you
You
just
don't
spur the
save
And that
money.
costs
It
money.
costs more money.
And then that means that they need a job.
It costs
And
more
on the
money.
And they're
job,
sure
you
as
need to
shit
grow
not
the
going to
labor
build any more
force.
bases. We just tried to cut 3 major bases here. They will not make more bases.
Well, maybe if they
Telling
save
you.
money giving it to other countries. I don't know why you're so for giving other countries your tax.
I'm for keeping the economy
Keeping the world
going.
safe. Yeah. We are the world's police. It's
Yeah, well,
all
so
good.
if they chose not to give that funding to certain places, do you think that it's going to fucking solve anything in the next 5 years? It's going to take as long as 5 years.
You know how long it takes to close a base, how detrimental it is to close a base, how much it affects the economy, not just Germany's, but our economy. I'm sorry, you're wrong. I've been on the receiving end, scared to death they're going to close one of our bases here.
I mean,
It's
like,
devastating.
just from a political point of view, closing like certain bases is a very bad idea. Like, if we were to close the bases that we have in like Busan, South Korea, several in northern Japan, that would be a huge mistake because North Korea just tested an ICBM,
Several.
right? So, and
We wouldn't drop Japan.
North Korea is arguably the most psychotic government I've ever had the displeasure of reading about.
Agreed.
Like, the Soviet Union didn't propagandize to the level North Korea does. I mean, and the Soviet Union is probably the worst of the worst, right?
Yep. Yes.
You actually read,
I wouldn't say so.
if you read into the just the level of crazy shit that is going on in North Korea, it will make your eyes fall out of your fucking skull.
Yeah,
They
but
have to-
Russia's not close. They're not second.
I say we send Seth Rogen and James Franco there.
I mean, like, they built entire towns. It's called Propaganda Town, and all the buildings are hollow. They're just the outside pictures of buildings, and it's made to, they created it to make this really pretty looking city. Except nobody lives there. Nobody lives in the building. The buildings don't do anything. They're just there. And it's to give the illusion that North Korea, to the North Koreans, that North Korea is just this great fucking place and the rest of the world is in shambles. That's literally what these fucking people are told.
That was a good move that they actually did, though. The Americans in World War II to fool those motherfuckers.
So,
yeah,
closing the North,
Well, wait a
closing the
minute.
North Korean or the South Korean bases and the bases in Japan would be one of the largest tactical blunders in military history.
Well, in my defense, I never said those ones. I'm talking about European bases that really do nothing. They just have a standing garrison left over from World War II. And that's why I can't understand the big uproar, and Bradley freaking the fuck out on me. Really, I'm talking about old bases that just need to be shuttered or given to NATO. We give them to NATO, we'll have a half U.S.
NATO will
population
not uphold them.
NATO is us. We are NATO. If we say uphold them, they'll do it. Dude.
No, they're not.
Do you think NATO would have the ferocity to hold up a base in Germany like we would if we had total control? I don't
We
think so.
are NATO, yes.
If
We're a
NATO
part
is-
of
we are
NATO.
NATO and
We're
you're
a part
If
of
we
NATO.
were NATO, we'd be controlling the world as one singular empire.
Yeah,
We are not NATO. We are a part of NATO.
We are
more
the biggest
importantly,
part. We fund
if
them.
we are NATO and you want to withdraw all support of U.S. out of
I never said
everything,
all. Dude, you guys act like I'm some fucking anarchist, alright?
no, I
I'm
actually
not stupid.
just left
I'm
and
saying
went
we
to get a
slowly
drink.
pull out and we replace it with NATO forces. And then
I actually agree with you, despite my dislike for your avatar. So
But NATO forces are untrained, under-equipped, and they don't
Untrained?
have the...
Wait,
Yeah!
you're kidding me? No.
No, because
No,
they're not going to be
dude.
putting... No, they're not putting out their best units, these garrisons. They're putting out fresh out of boot camp. These are kids and fucking
Dude,
old
wait,
motherfuckers
so-
still in
oh,
the
wait,
still in the
alright.
old
They're
reserve
not bringing their
regiments.
best and
Yo,
brightest.
Bradley, hey, I won't tell you to shut up, but hey, listen.
Shut
Dude,
up.
if you believe that way, why are we in NATO? They're undertrained. They're fucking useless. Let's leave it then.
I'd love
Fuck
to
it,
leave
right?
NATO, but you know what? I'm not the one in charge right now. That's
Oh
the
yeah,
problem.
neither am I. I'm just giving out ideas. You
Thank
tell
God.
me to fuck myself. Shut up. But you know what? No. We can pull out slowly. We can give it over to our international forces.
No,
Which
Pulling
we
out
pay-
slowly
what
never
your wife
helps.
we-
says.
wait,
Trust me,
we
I
pay-
know.
We
Shut
pay a
up,
good
honey.
percentage of their damn budget, and they should do the damn job we pay for.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well,
You-
then.
Matt,
With
you know what
the
Obama-
happens?
Obama-
You know what
You do.
happens when you pull out slowly
Oh,
from
I
anything
said
involving
Pokemon,
Europe?
not Bradley.
Can
No,
I time
Brexit
out one?
happens, where it takes fucking forever.
Well, Brexit is taking forever, but can I add one thing? If you leave your bases and you give up control, like Obama did, guess what happens?
Quiet.
Putin
Quiet.
gets involved.
Quiet. We're not giving up control. We're giving it to NATO, which we lead. We still have control. We're just saving a little bit of money.
We don't have
we don't
control.
lead
don't
NATO.
We don't.
Yes, we do. We
No.
created it.
We don't.
How do we
Just
lead
because you
NATO?
created
Hold
it
on,
doesn't mean that you're in charge of it.
Brad, hold on. How do we lead NATO?
We pay the biggest size of the budget. We do most of the work. We lead NATO.
So to me, it sounds like
We lead them in payment.
To me, it just sounds like cut out the middleman and just maintain military homogeny. That
Yeah.
sounds like a great idea.
Cut out NATO, we take full force, bam, we got it.
Okay, you want to leave NATO? That'd save us a bunch of money. I'm down to talk about that. That would
Yeah,
work.
I am a firm believer that the United States needs to maintain military homogeny. We do, absolutely do. Because let's say for some reason the United States were to fucking collapse overnight, right? Let's just say for whatever reason, right? I don't know. The coming of Christ comes. The United States is fucking done, right? You would see global war within months, not weeks or not years, not decades, months. You would see.
I would say
break out.
days.
I mean, there's just
definitely.
like United States is gone. Nothing is now standing in the way of Russia marching right back into Eastern Europe, right? Nothing, right?
And England would have to take the main hit again, because that's what they do.
And
we're
China
not
would
around.
march all over Asia. Like it would be within, someone said weeks, days. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Like the United States military hegemony has maintained peace since World War II.
Yeah, seriously. Without Britain, we're the guys, and now England, Britain, they're now the UK and all that bullshit.
Look,
That's why
and
Brexit.
our bases are a buffer.
Well, wait a minute, guys. I just want to say, if you want to remove us from NATO and save money that way, I'm down to do that. We just take over the bases with U.S. forces, fine. But that's going to cause a problem in the world, and you know it.
All your North Atlantic bases belong to us.
Oh, that's a joke I haven't heard in a while. Thank you for that.
Yeah, but what problems are we having? What problems are we having now with having a military presence across the globe?
If we pulled out of NATO and took the bases in Poland, they would have something to say about that.
Out of what?
Poland.
What about Poland?
If we abandoned ourselves and put all our bases in Poland, he said they'd have something to say that. And I say, not for long.
Poland, in my opinion, is the most based country on the face of the fucking earth right now. Like, Poland has nothing but 10 stars for me. They're fucking kicking ass right now.
Well, considering they have no fear in deploying their anti-terrorism units, you better believe it.
Oh my God!
They're based as fuck. They're based as fuck right now.
Yeah, when they enter our construction industry, they undercut us because they're fucking stupid and they get paid more for doing dumb work.
I'm gonna get my ferret. I'll be right back.
Sorry, who did I get kicked out? Or did no one get kicked out when I had left?
Benny.
Nope, I'm sorry, Benny.
What the fuck was that?
Cat
Oh,
booty.
she's grabbing the ferret.
Kiss booty.
She's got to beat someone.
Oh, it's a ferret.
No, so I am willing. I just want to cut the military budget. We spend 4 times more than any other country in the world. I want to cut the budget. How
No.
would you do
No.
it, Wolfshot?
No.
You wouldn't? You
No.
want to keep increasing it.
Yes.
Why? It's not doing us any good. We pour more money into bullshit.
You say it's
Yeah,
not doing any
we
good, but
pour
that's because you
more
haven't
money.
been killed by a terrorist yet. Yeah, wait till
just
you cut the
saying.
budget.
Wait until that ICBM fucking hits Oregon or California or the West Coast, period. And then you'll be singing a different fucking tune.
Yeah, you
Time out
privileged
real
motherfucker.
quick.
Do you understand the amount of money we're talking about? Do you grasp it?
Okay, can you time out real quick?
I give super chat to the
Since-
military every day.
Well, I mean, like,
Since World
see,
War
that's
II.
like this is one of those issues that made me abandon the Libertarian Party and just straight up call myself a nationalist, because I'm not holding you accountable to this, Mad. I'm talking just the libertarian philosophy in general. Military isolationism is not an option. It's just not, because like the entire global stability, and when I say global stability, yes, there's always going to be these little pitter patters that go on, right? And they've been going on since the Cold War. But since World War II, there has never been a major global military offensive. It's not happened, not once. I mean, the closest you would be able to call a military offensive would be the 1970s Iraq-Iran war. That'd be about, or Vietnam, right? That would be.
Nam, yeah.
And they
Nam
were,
actually
and they were,
Niggas have
in
not
the
seen
Middle
my
East.
Pornhub channel.
and those compared to World War II, those were a drop in the bucket, right? I mean, it sucks when we have to go to Iraq and kill fucking 500,000 civilians. Like, shit sucks.
And lose a lot of soldiers and civilians, which
No,
are
I'm
one
not
and the
saying
same.
I'm not saying those things are great, right? Like,
No,
I'm
I
not
know.
saying they're
I
great, but
totally am agreeing with you.
Would the world
really
be
am.
better if they
us
didn't
doing
intervene?
that,
Like, think
and,
about it.
and us doing that in asserting our military presence has literally saved millions upon millions upon millions of lives. Because without that presence, without that military hegemony, right, what's going to happen? All these nations are going to go at each other's throats. Like, if the United States disappears, you might as well put fucking rest in peace on fucking Israel. It's gone, right? Because basically,
I
we're
disagree.
surrounded by fucking enemies, right?
No,
So
Here we go again.
Israel.
Here we go again with Israel.
No,
Israel. Oh my Israel.
No,
IDF.
no.
Israel
Please
has defended
calm down.
itself. The 6-day war.
Well, no, I'm
It is
just
Mad.
fucking great.
Everyone-
Defense force. End of
Everyone,
conversation.
please.
And- quit being a pain in the ass, you little jerk. Anyway,
Oh, look at that baby. Look
I'm
at that
the little
baby.
jerk, or is your pheasant the little jerk?
pheasant.
I'm just trying to say
Pheasants are
one
birds.
thing.
Pheasant.
Just one
We
thing.
don't.
It'll be quick.
But no, but
Oh my god, the ferret.
without a strong U.S. military presence, like, one of the worst things that could happen to a country is the United States parks 3 carriers off their shore. Like, people don't, like, when I talk to people, they don't understand the destructive power of a single aircraft carrier, much less 3 of them. A single
Look at that
aircraft
little
carrier.
snake. Look at that.
Can
little
I
fucking
say
snake.
one thing? Just
Look at
one
that.
thing.
Look at that baby.
Liberal idealism.
Oh, I love that little baby.
He's being
No.
a jerk.
Go ahead,
Okay,
I wasn't
shut
saying
the
that's
fuck
what you were
up,
gonna
people.
say. I just
No,
had to
shut
put
up.
my 2 cents in.
Steve
But
Jobs.
no, I mean, it's
Hey, Michelle, please, real quick.
oh,
if you
Melissa,
were to-
but not
you-
Michelle.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Honestly, though, we can't call ourselves the strongest military power and not be the military police. So, if we
Why not?
decide to pull out and not care, we now give up military police. Military policing is a thing. It's happened
And it's
time
bad.
after time, and every
Black Hawk
time,
Down, Vietnam.
every time they pull out of somewhere, shit gets worse. You
Mhm.
need
Every
policing.
time we engage, shit gets worse. Don't give me that shit, Quiet.
No, that's not true at all. The United States has actually more success in nation building than it does failures, right?
Boom!
Whoa, where?
Where? Okay, South Korea, Japan. I mean, these are
Yeah,
These are gonna,
Afghanistan,
these are going to be
Iraq.
brought up as conquest.
I mean, to a lesser extent, Australia. Like, people don't understand.
We weren't
Melissa,
really.
these will probably be brought up as conquests of war. These bases that maintain global
And
security.
I mean, to a lesser extent, Australia. Like, I mean, Australia, people don't understand the impact the United States had in World War II in Australia.
Fucking A.
Like, my mother's grandfather literally island hopped from island to island as a Marine defending Australia.
The Pacific Theater, man. It was a
Why
big fucking
Why
deal.
take my children's
It
money
was.
to pay some
It
other
actually
countries
has.
building?
The Guadalcanal. Guadalcanal. That's all I gotta fucking say about the Pacific.
And
You
we should
can't.
have kept control of the canal.
Oh my god.
Wrong fucking canal, you fucking faggot.
You could point.
Yeah,
You could
whatever.
point.
Guadalcanal is.
You
what?
can point to the
No,
failures of
canal,
Iraq all you
Panama.
want, but
That's
here's what I'm going to say about the failures of Iraq. Here's exactly what I'm going to say about the failures of Iraq. If we had taken Bush's advice and stayed the fucking course, Iraq would be just fucking fine today. But no, we had to elect Barack Obama, who has fucking the military cord of a fucking stuffed animal, right? And pulled the fuck out of Iraq, and now Iraq's a mess. And then everybody wants to go, well, look, Bush's war was a fucking failure. No, it wasn't a failure. And he was succeeding massively in Iraq.
Hey, Melissa, I think that occurred before George W. Bush.
And
Yeah,
then we
it
pulled
actually
the
did. It
fuck
was
out. And then we pulled the fuck
it
out.
was in the
And then
70s.
what's the other lie they want to tell you? We never found weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. Bullshit. We found over 5,000 weapons in Iraq.
What I was going to say is that during the Gulf War is when we kind of screwed the pooch. We didn't take out Saddam then.
Oh, yeah, I agree. The
that's
first
when
Iraq
like,
war
the
is
late
when we
70s.
should have marched straight to Iraq.
But I
Yeah.
have some sweet Gulf War trading cards. They're pretty awesome.
We should have straight up marched all the way to Baghdad. We should have fucking hung Saddam then.
Yeah.
Can I time out 1 second?
Been like, okay, cool, you're on your own, right? But no, instead what happened is because it wasn't politically viable, right? We held the course at Kuwait, and then fucking fast forward 8 years?
Are you gonna move your tits?
Can I time out 1
8
second?
years, something like that, or something like that. 8
The
years.
war in Iraq started before that. It was in the Cold War during the Soviet Union.
Well, yeah, but I mean, that
when
was the
we
Iraq-Iran
sold
war.
weapons. Yeah,
That was the
but still,
Iraq-Iran
at
war.
Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
but
yeah,
At the same
but
That was
time,
desert. That was Desert Shield. Not even
Whatever.
Storm yet.
Yeah, I
No,
know.
it
It
was
was way
before
before,
that.
but that
Yeah.
We
was
sold
a
weapons
very
to
big
fucking
catalyst.
Osama.
We
Sorry,
started that. We started it.
Well, and at the
We
time,
were fighting communism, and
You know,
and at the time was, do we fight the Soviet Union, who's going to push Iran all the way into Iraq, or do we defend Iraq? Like,
exactly, and we
and
added
there's
to the
context
fire.
missing in that war. The Red Scare was a thing, right? Like, it's easy to look at history book and like, oh, look at all these fucking idiots, right?
Oh
But-
God, I love her.
But the fact of the matter is, the Red Scare, and it was called the Red Spread, was going all over Asia, right? China, North Korea, or China, Vietnam, Laos, right? Like, I can name a dozen countries in Asia
Cambodia.
that went communist, right? And most other countries in the world were sitting on the sidelines to see if capitalism or communism would win. And they were just waiting for Russia and the United States, or excuse me, the USSR and the United States to get in a final powwow so they could figure out what side they wanted to take, right? That's what the majority of countries in the world were doing. Like, entire...
Wolf, I call dibs.
Well, powwow is my people's word. How dare
Do what? What did you say, Quiet?
Oh, I call dibs. You stay away. You already have a wife. I need to win her over.
Like, but people were like fucking Cuba is 60 miles from the United States coast, and they had the USSR had fucking planted nukes there. No shit, people were hiding under desks.
Yeah, no wonder we had the Cuban Missile Crisis and a bunch of shit.
Like, so to sit there and downplay the legitimate fears of communism taking over Asia and Europe, it is ridiculous to me because it was legitimate fear. And now the new threat, because one threat replaced another, surprise, surprise, is Islamic extremism. And we're still under the same kind of threat. I mean, God forbid the day happens, one of these terrorist groups gets a hold of one of these Soviet nukes. Because a lot of them are unaccounted for. They don't know where the fuck they are. Or at least they're not telling us.
No, right? It's honestly, some of them are unaccounted for.
And so, God forbid one of these fucking terrorist organizations get a fucking nuke. I'm not even worried about the United States getting hit with them. Because the United States is actually kind of difficult to get to. You got to cross a fucking ocean, right?
Not only that, but we have so many deterrences.
Unless the weapon was found inside the States and utilized there.
I'm actually worried about countries like France, like Germany, like fucking United Kingdom, like Sweden, that are just letting all these fucking migrants just march into their fucking nation, basically, right? What happens when they smuggle in one of these fucking Soviet nukes, right? London is gone, right? Or Paris is gone. That's the gravity of the situation. And to sit there and downplay that is outrageous to me. It is fucking outrageous.
Okay.
Someone give Melissa a fucking prize.
No, there's a new person here. Do you want to introduce yourself? I've never seen you before. I threw the link out in the chat, so there's someone new here.
The Australian blue check, I think.
Hello. Salute.
Come on, us.
Hola.
Did you say come on,
You might
us?
have to drop out and come back. We don't hear shit if you're trying to talk.
Melissa is right, though. We're totally cucking ourselves and letting these people in and not vetting them as well as we need to do.
And that's where I come to my nationalism. It's not a pie in the sky, like this would be really cool if we can do this kind of thing, right? This is what we need to do.
It's not even a racism thing. I live in North America.
America.
I'm Native American, and I think the same way.
And when I say nationalism, I'm talking about like civic nationalism or
That's
liberal
exactly,
nationalism. I'm not talking about setting up like the United States has got to set up an ethno-state because that's fucking retarded, right? Like, even if you wanted to try it, what ethnicity would you pick? German, Irish, Scottish, Swedish?
It'll never work.
Yeah, it'll never fucking work, right? Because there's too much ethnic diversity between white people in the United States. Much less it's going, you know what? We're going to pick just the German population, which is like 14%, right? Like, you're never going to get that to work.
You're just going to create more avenues for dissension between people. That's all it's going to end up as.
Fucking A.
Hell yeah.
So you're in this quagmire where
You mean a fantasy land.
and to me, like, my problem with the liberal and libertarian positions on immigration, it just seems like this, we're going to let them all in, and then we're going to hope they're all nice to us. Like, and I find that answer completely unacceptable. Completely unacceptable.
Yeah,
well,
they have.
Can I clarify my position?
Yeah, I mean, you can have your own position. I'm not. When I say Libertarian Party, I'm talking about the Libertarian Party, not
No,
you
he's
specifically.
trying to qualify his position. May he say it?
My position is an Ellis Island type approach, and we would have it modified for the modern days. So you take fingerprints, you do background checks, and then if they qualify, they get let in. In Ellis Island, if you had the measles, you were sent home. So they weren't like everybody gets to walk through.
But the problem with that is that the country is so big and there's so many more avenues of entry that having an Ellis Island approach will not work.
Yeah, it's retarded to have that approach. Back then, you'd sign like two pieces of paper and say you don't have polio, and boom.
No, Pokemon, hang on. Because that would basically mean that any airport that does flights from other countries, wherever, into the United States, that would mean that that either you need to have those stations in those American airports, or you got to have them at the foreign airports, and that's going to cost
They
a lot
do
of money.
have foreign airports. I guarantee it. I've been to a few. You have Detroit, New York, California, SFO. I mean, as California.
No, I'm talking about doing this Ellis Island stuff.
Yeah, no.
I'm talking about the Ellis Island stuff. I'm saying these are the international airports I've been to.
Yeah.
And they're normally on the coast. They are actually very strict. I remember flying into Japan, and I was having a bad day and was pissed off, and they
Were your
pulled me
arms
out.
tired?
My arms were not tired because I was in a
Sorry.
plane.
I had to.
No, I
So
know.
late.
I get it. I get it. But it's a dad joke. I'm talking about me being pulled out of a group and checked unreasonably just because I had an angry face on.
Was that
Guess what?
on Delta Flight? By any chance?
No.
Were you renegotiated?
Did you come home in a coma?
If you want to actually
Too soon.
know, then I can tell you. Or you can keep guessing and make this story worthless. It's up to you.
I'll let you take that chance. Go ahead.
Okay, so, going to Japan, I get on a plane as a white American happy, and now I'm leaving Japan a month later, and now I'm being frisked and had someone put their fingers up my ass because I had an angry face on because I was dumped while I was out of country. So, me being angry, I got, well, literally strip searched. That is fine. They are looking out for themselves. I have no argument with strip and search. I have no argument with unfair bias in airports and in the United States. Detroit, New York, New Jersey. Well, I think New Jersey, probably not. But there are so many international airports on the coast. The flyover states, they don't have those.
You said you acknowledged and accepted the fact of unfair searches. That's what bugs me.
It was unfair, but at the same time, with the amount of shit, if you're flying to the U.S., I assume you want, you know.
Okay, well, what was I wearing when the TSA raped me? Are you victim blaming me, dude?
I'm not victim blaming anything.
It sounds like that. I'm not one to usually make that argument. But
really? I'm saying
no, that's
I'm
not
a
victim blaming. It's called being aware. You know.
No,
being aware.
Okay. I'll take it back. I'm sorry. It just seemed like
put their fingers in my ass, and I'm like, dude, I'm not a terrorist. I'm just pissed off.
Did you feel good at least?
Not really. I'm not a fan of that. Although they did steal a few things that I did buy.
From your ass?
No, they took it from my carry-on.
They stole the gerbil that was in his ass.
Hey, dude, I told you not to tell anyone about the gerbil. That's just rude, man. That's rude.
Look, it's for national security.
They took my gerbil.
I'm sorry for interrupting you and being a dick. Tell me.
They took my gerbil. No, but seriously, I was pre-selected, quote unquote, at more screening. I was angry. I got dumped like 2-3 days before I was leaving, and I was very depressed and kind of angry, and this guy was pissing me off next to me, So they decided to screen me, and they took my lighters. They strip teased me. They didn't even do a reach around. So yeah, that was a tease.
If you want to
Anyway.
get technical, you strip teased them.
Well, no, they stripped me, and they didn't give me a reach around. Therefore, they strip teased me, you fucker.
Okay.
I felt bad for
Anywho,
you.
all I'm
No, I don't.
saying is I
These folks
like
suck.
profiling. If it's an international airport, I like profiling.
I like
I
Melissa.
really do. Well,
It could
how
never
do you
be
not?
too safe in an airport.
Melissa is awesome. Anyway, all I'm saying, yeah.
Wait a minute though. Is sticking the fingers up the butt the price we have to pay to ride an airplane, Wolf Shot? Is that what I heard you say?
No.
No, well, the thing
not in the
is when it
States.
comes the thing is when it comes to that is because some people could hide whatever in their ass. That's why they have to do that.
You guys
No.
want to see cute?
No, we're not going to prison here.
I
we're
do.
Going on an
You want to see
airplane.
cute?
I do.
It can happen at airports.
I do.
No, the
Prison
TSA.
isn't the only place where you can
TSA
hide
is a
things in your
civilian force.
How's that for cute?
No, Mad, let me level with you. I don't like the TSA either.
Oh,
I
baby.
think they're full of shit.
However,
However,
look at that baby.
I would rather have to deal with that than have to deal with more
And that's the closest
planes
you're ever going to get to a
being
crotch
taken
pic.
over. And on the other
God
thing
damn it.
too,
Oh,
I'll even go as far as to say I'm actually very much against the full body scanners. I think those need to be taken away because then there's a digital digital copy of your body that
okay,
they can
dude.
keep. It's
Thank you for
different
sharing the
than a
fair-
physical search.
It
So
looks like a
I
little
hate,
shrimp.
I hate
It
to do
reminded me of
this.
my
I
favorite
hate to
danger.
be. Wait a minute. I hate to be this guy, but Benjamin Franklin said, "If you give up liberty for security, you will have neither and deserve neither."
Then I
Alright,
don't
but-
fucking deserve it. Then I don't fucking deserve it. Fine.
No,
Or,
you
Matt, you don't-
security for my
Matt.
There you go.
No.
Mad, we're not giving up a freedom. It's not
I
even a
no, I
right.
prefer dangerous liberty to peaceful fucking
Mad.
slavery.
Understand what I am telling you. It's not a right. It's not a freedom. It's a convenience.
No. Okay, first off, it's not a right to fly on an airplane.
It's not.
But it's
Yeah,
also not a
it's-
government.
It's not. It's also not a
It
right
is a private
that people
business.
can't say, "Hey, you look suspicious.
Oh,
I'm going
so
to search you real
Cruise-
quick."
No,
It may
so-
not also be a privilege, but it is your right to travel. But at the same time, it doesn't.
Well, no, you don't
negate
have a
the-
right
No,
to
so-
travel.
No,
It's a
well,
privilege,
Tom
like
Cruise-
being-
Yeah, I know.
Rodman.
It's a big argument, but it doesn't mean that it can't fucking search you and do that. Blah blah blah.
I mean, there's a
No,
reason we
so
have a
don't-
no-fly
so-
list.
You have
Tom
a
Cruise,
right
Dennis
to
Rodman,
We can't have any little
in
kids
the
making
go
more
wherever they
clocks.
want.
Sorry.
You
No,
have
all
the
these
right to
stars can go
travel.
wherever they want. Damn it, quiet. Go ahead. Fuck it.
You have the right to travel within the states if you are a civilian. If
Yeah,
you are
exactly.
not a civilian, you're not allowed to travel. You don't have ID, you don't have passport. No, you're not. You can drive. Fuck you.
Wait a minute, quiet. You're gonna check my papers?
Yeah, we
You're
don't
gonna make
make
sure
sure.
I'm a
if I
legal
was working
citizen
in an
You might have
airport,
an
yeah,
IE.
I'm gonna check your paper.
across state borders. Is that what you're telling me?
Yep. If I am working
That's the
for
ball,
an
dude.
airport, I will check
No.
your papers.
I don't even know
you
why I'm
need to
laughing
show
at
me
this point.
passport or ID. If you're in the state, I need an ID. If
A state-issued
you-
ID.
Exactly. And if you are foreign, I need a
Does it have to have
passport.
the national ID chip in it, you fucking fascist?
No, it
How far are
doesn't.
we going here?
No, Matt Dog, shut up for
you-
a second,
oh,
because what you're
Matt.
talking about
God
is a
damn.
fallacy. Because a state-issued
Wait,
ID.
no, it's not a fallacy.
Yes,
The
it is.
Oregon
You're talking
state-
about having a chip saying, "Oh, this is all my information right here. Here, scan me." No, that's not what it is. All this is saying is that you are registered with the government, that you live there, and you are a resident of the United States and of that territory. Because The reason that some states have to have voter ID laws is to stop things like that. That's why it's so easy to go get a fucking government-issued ID if you're a citizen. That's why people on the left are pushing for, oh, you should be able to use your college ID. Well, college IDs are not state approved. They're not government issued. They are privately issued. That's why a driver's license or,
Brad, I love you.
I know you do. But
1776 will rise again.
It's not to fucking scan you like this little paranoid delusion that almost every libertarian I know has. That it's so the government can watch you. It's just so that they know that you're an American citizen and that you're not a fucking illegal.
Can
Oh,
everyone
yeah.
YouTube? Can everyone get on YouTube and look up sovereign citizens?
Your papers, sir.
For the love
Right,
of God, please look
papers.
that shit up.
Just look up Mr. Medicare's video on that. He did a good summary of them. But like, there's so many good ones. Like the one where like, I'm an Article 4 free inhabitant. And the cop's like, I need to search your backpack, and she's, no, this is rape. Like, there's so many good examples.
I can't tell you how many times as a law enforcement officer that I'm a sovereign citizen.
The Article 4 free inhabitant thing is my favorite.
It's great.
You guys need to see the living man. He's just like, that gold fringe flag in this courtroom is a symbol of maritime admiralty law, and I am the living man. I am a free inhabitant. I am allowed to forage for fish. I am allowed to fish. Why is there a British esquire standing next to me in an American court of law? That guy is awesome. Just look up the living man. You can watch hours of him.
No, he's fucking paranoid is what he is.
No, he's got a lot of like legal stuff right, but he's doesn't understand that laws change.
All right, so are you guys happy they fired the mooch?
What?
Scaramucci.
No, yeah, the fucking
I don't care.
communications director.
Yeah, nobody
Well, I
cares. He's
figured
only
we
in for
changed it
10
up a
days.
little bit.
I am the
Non-Asian.
Scaramouche. I am deeply offended that the Babadook was presented
Pokemon,
under the
shut up.
lesbian. See, thank you. When you tell me to do it, I will. Like, before you guys let me ramble on for like 5 fucking minutes.
Then do it.
Wouldn't it have been great to have another 11 days with that guy? That's all I'm saying. It could have been epic.
Which guy? Sorry.
Scaramucci.
I don't remember Scaramucci.
The fuck cares? Bye, guys.
He told that one guy he talked about that one guy was sucking himself off and shit. Like, that's great. The White House communications director, fucking awesome.
Oh.
Who did I drop out that time? I'm
Everyone.
sorry. Oh, really? I dropped everyone?
You should have kicked me. I'm the guy that was researching tentacle porn for my family.
Well, it's fucking
For your
Matt's
family.
internet is just garby.
Well, I'm
No, dude,
sorry.
I'm
I
so
didn't
tired of
mean
you
to
blaming
drop.
me.
I'm
I'm
really
tired of
sorry.
it.
It happens. My
My
internet
God,
is shit.
My God, sir.
Stop making fun of me, man.
And the Fed. Taxation is theft.
The storm
Taxation
is coming
is
in
completely
and my internet
understandable.
sucks. You can't blame me.
Dude, those are fighting words around here.
Libertarians are like cats. They think they're so independent, but someone feeds them and cleans up their shit.
And then they scratch them.
That
Oh,
is
Melissa!
so right.
Oh, I got her to laugh.
That was
Hey,
funny.
She's so cute. Look at her. I got her to laugh.
Oh, she's cute. We've all already agreed. There's nothing to go from there.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
that is true.
It's true though.
But
all
at the same time,
I
I'm
think the best
sorry
thing that I
for
got going for
anyone
me
that
is
got
that I'm
kicked
tiny.
with me.
It's all your fault.
The
It
thing
really
the thing is, Bad Dog, no one can't really take you seriously when you say shit like that. Come on, man, just your funny words. Come on, meet me at the sweet set.
It was
no
a
one
joke.
takes you serious.
It was a joke, Benny. And you know it. Shut up.
Oh, I thought we weren't allowed to say shut up.
I'm allowed to say
Standard.
whatever I want.
You can't tell me to shut up.
Man, that's fascism and the Fed. We should be allowed to say shut up if we want to.
Alright,
Fascism?
calm down. Alright, calm down, Adolf Hitler.
We made so many racist and religious jokes. It honestly doesn't matter anymore. So it's
It
a
really
free
is.
game at this point. It's demonetized. No one's gonna give it money. This is just for anyone.
Thanks a lot, Quiet. All your fault.
I
Whatever.
didn't start it. Don't.
like-
Fuck it. Blame me. I don't give a fuck.
My roads.
My private roads.
My
Gold standard.
private police.
My
Oh
private
yeah, my
fire
private
department.
fire.
And watch my house burn down because oops, I didn't pay my fucking dues. Oops.
Oopsie.
You hired people for an
No,
exercise.
if you guys want to
It'd be
do
a
a
shame if
roast,
your house burnt down by
no,
ghosts.
if you wanted to do a roast of me, we could do that sometime. I didn't know that's what we were doing tonight.
Well, it's because
Yeah.
every time you open your mouth, that's what happens.
You're your own walking joke.
Hashtag savage.
That's my word. You know that?
Dude, Matt, be
Pokemon,
honest with us.
shut
Do you
up.
feel attacked?
I feel like very attacked. I'm leaving the internet forever. Fuck it.
Yeah, way to go, Benny.
Jenny.
I wasn't even trying, for God's sake.
Yeah, that's
I
the
don't even
thing.
know
You
if
weren't
I-
even trying.
I wasn't even trying. I don't know if I should feel bad or not. I'm like, I could have done a lot more.
Could have done a lot more.
Oh hell yeah! You haven't seen what the fuck I can do.
I have a good idea.
So Mad
Remember-
Dog, are you crying into your pillow, or are we gonna bring up another topic, or
Do you have a topic? I don't know. I thought you guys were roasting me. I just muted myself to hear some more insults.
I'm not gonna roast you. I'm not rude.
Well, I'm
Oh, no.
hungry.
The
so
rest of
I don't
them
have
I
a
talk
choice.
to all the time. They'll roast me all night long if I let them.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm not-
anything on your mind you want to bring up? I can go on CNN and see what the top story is. We can talk about that.
Well, I just read that the Coast Guard, the head of the Coast Guard, said he's not going to comply with Trump's transgender ban.
It's just the commandant that said,
Court-martial.
I will not break faith with transgender Coast Guardsmen. That guy?
Court-martial.
Yeah,
what's his name? We're talking about the same thing, right?
Yeah, but when like the problem is, like if Trump were to go after this, well, I assume Admiral, that would look really bad for Trump.
That
That's a
doesn't-
no-win. That's a no-win situation. For
It's the
Trump.
Coast Guard. He can easily buddy in the Navy.
I mean, that's a no-win situation for Trump because this is a
Well, I mean, it's
cisgender guy
not, but
that's
it's
highly,
not like it's a.
that's highly decorated.
Yeah, but it can be a big problem used by anybody else.
If you look at the flag behind him in the picture, it's definitely rainbow color. Just saying.
fucking faggots are
Red,
ruining
yellow,
everything?
and white and blue. I mean, that's
Yeah, I know. I'm just making the gay agenda joke.
Faggots ruin everything.
You helped me with that one. Thank you.
I know.
I don't know. I think my next video is going to piss off a lot of people, though. So,
Oh, tell me.
Heck yeah. Yes, and
Ooh,
It's-
you tell.
well, I am what they call a transsexual separatist. And
Let's say
That's hot.
transsexual separatist.
That is hot.
That
me-
makes
a
That
transsexual
makes
separatist
me
is
voice.
someone who basically says transsexuals need to stop referring themselves as transgender and getting involved in transgender fucking problems, right?
Oh my god, I love that. Yeah, keep doing that.
Because here's what it is. It causes a lot of undue confusion. A lot of people assume that transsexual and transgender are synonymous. They're not.
They're not.
no.
All this non-binary or demi-girl and demi-boy and agender and all that bullshit that comes out is part of the transgender label, right? And as it stands right now, transsexual also falls under that label. The problem is is transsexuals have a biological and psychopathological disorder we call gender dysphoria. And gender dysphoria is found in neurology and it's found in psychopathology. When someone says I'm non-binary, they're taking a social constructionalist view of gender. In that, I mean, they look at gender as purely a social construct.
They look at it like they're building a Sims character for themselves, basically.
Why don't we ask Bill Nye, the Tumblr guy, for this?
That makes a lot of sense.
Now, just because something's socially constructive,
No.
it doesn't mean it's worthless
differences
or
make a lot
doesn't
of sense.
exist. And let me quantify that. Markets are socially constructed. The value of gold is socially constructed, right?
Fucking A.
The alpha and beta.
So the social
constructed.
construction, I mean, is just as every bit of real as the law of gravity. I mean, like, for example, if you live in a shit economy, it could be just as deadly as the lack of oxygen. And if you want a case of what I'm talking about, the Soviet engineered famines, right? That was completely socially constructed. And, you know, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people died, right? So just because something's socially constructed doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It's just that all this transgender shit, all this non-binary shit and all that, it doesn't exist in the same way that transsexualism does, right? Or gender dysphoria. So it's a game of all X's are Y's, but some Y's are not X's, right? So all transsexuals are transgender, but not all transgender people are transsexuals. And a transsexual separatist, like myself, thinks transsexuals just need to abandon the transgender label altogether and just let all that non-binary shit and all the demi-gender shit and all the gender fluidity and all that crazy shit just fucking go on its own way. And the reason I am that is because it's starting to fuck with our treatments. There are cases now where these NBs, or non-binary people, are getting transsexual treatments, right? And they're not happy with the results, and they end up suing the doctor that helped them, which is going to preclude that doctor from working with people that actually need the transsexual treatment, right? And a lot of this comes from the confusion that's associated with transgender and transsexual. So basically what needs to happen is transsexuals need to pick up all their toys and go home, right? Because I don't think the transgender label is redeemable. I think it's lost to the pages of leftist craziness, right? And I make this post all the time on tweet. You know, I take the picture where they got all the different genders on there, the 57 genders or whatever. And I literally say...
The thing that looks like Pokemon.
Yeah, and I literally say, I just wanted to live a relatively normal life. And the left had to turn it into a fucking circus. And that's what it is. It's a fucking circus, right?
Why do you think no one takes anyone who is in that community seriously at this point?
Exactly.
Trans people or trans exclusionary people.
And the only way that transsexuals are going to gain any kind of legitimacy is by leaving that crazy shit behind, right? We have to separate ourselves from it, because if I come out and I say, look, I have a neurological and biological and fucking psychopathological disorder called gender dysphoria, and this is how I take care of it, it's automatically associated with, you know, someone with rainbow colored hair that feels oppressed because they're non-binary, right? Like,
can I take a time out real quick and butt in? Because my ex is actually, you know, diagnosed with dysphoria, dealing with a lot of shit, and she is or he, depending on who you talk to,
Mm-hmm.
actually defends the people with pink hair, or, you know, people like me with beards, who says, oh yeah, it's totally fine. Yeah,
Then
that's okay.
have her drag up. Have her next time you talk to that person, drag up an article where a non-binary person is suing a surgeon, okay, or a doctor because they got results they weren't happy with, and the reason these non-binary people are jumping into transsexual treatments is somewhere along the line, someone had fed them the line of bullshit that taking HRT will help them become more androgynous, right?
Well,
And
it has to do with people like, I don't remember her name, but the person who makes the comic Assigned Male. People like her who force this ideology on people who
and
don't
like,
understand.
that's not how it works. Like, I could take any one of you motherfuckers, pump estrogen on you and block testosterone, you will feminize. Now, there's going to be a happy medium. That's not the lie. Like, you're going to get to the point where it's going to be, you could go either way, right? As long as you shave every fucking day, right? But if, let's say I get you that happy medium where people could confuse you for male or female, right? I take you off the estrogen and I take you off the testosterone blockers. Guess what's going to happen? Testosterone's going to take over and you're going to masculinize.
It's not going to be a happy medium for very long.
There's no happy medium. That's exactly what I'm getting
That's
at.
exactly the point.
There's no such thing as a happy medium. It's
Melissa, I put a link in the chat.
If you take testosterone, you're going to masculinize. If you take estrogen and block testosterone, you're going to feminize. That's exactly how it works. There's no happy medium. There's no middle ground.
Yeah, it's a 1 or a 2. So
and
doesn't matter what 1 or 2 is, but
no
matter
what's going on,
you give me, if you give me a certain chemical or pheromone or whatever the hell it is, I would probably freak out.
And what it is a lot of these non-binary people, they start these HRT regimens, right? And now I say this with a great degree of truth. When I meet somebody that's non-binary, I'm usually looking at an assigned female at birth girl that is just fucking socially awkward, right? Like 9 times out of 10, right?
I blame Tumblr.
And and I swear to God, it's usually teenage girls, like 16, 17, 15.
Oh, it's always teenage girls.
And
it really is.
And they're almost, then that's who's like, oh, I'm non-binary, right? And then they'll start HRT. And this is a true story. I knew a girl on Tumblr. This one situation got me banned off of Tumblr. And she was, one of those non-binary gender fucks, right? And I asked her, I begged her, and I was being completely polite. I said, please do not take testosterone, right? Do not take transsexual treatments. You are not going to be happy. Right?
Oh.
What'd she do? She fucking called me fucking true scum, which is basically the trans equivalent of house nigger, right?
Is it true scum? I always pronounce it trust scum.
No, it's true scum. Like,
I never heard it pronounced actually. I heard someone pronounce women of color recently. They said walk. I was like, what? And they're like, women of color. I'm like,
yeah. So I got to write it.
You fucking idiot.
As being true scum and because she was getting all these retweets and all these reblogs and all these comments, like, I just got fucking utterly ignored, right? And my account, all of them reported me, I got banned, right? And just out of curiosity, a few months after that fact, I just went to her Tumblr page, just on an anonymous account, just to see how things went. And she made a literal miles-long post regretting her entire decision on the fact that she did back hair and chest hair, right? And she had tried to get off the testosterone in hopes it would go away. And sorry, hair follicles don't work like that. Once testosterone triggers that growth, even if you come off the testosterone, they still continue to grow. And she in essence forced gender dysphoria on herself, but kind of a reverse gender dysphoria, right? And
It's like a double down. It's just like, well, shit, I don't want to admit when I'm wrong, so I'll just.
Well, no, she ended up deleting her Tumblr account, and like the part that infuriates me is I don't know what happened to that girl, right? I mean, if she ended up getting gender dysphoria as a result of this decision, I mean, she could have very well killed herself, right? And I mean, for all I know, I don't fucking know. And she's going to end up spending thousands getting all that hair removed, right? And I just want to grab all those little cocksuckers that cheered her on by the fucking ear and be like, look what the fuck you did, right? You fucked this girl's life up instead of telling her the goddamn truth. If you don't have gender dysphoria, do not fuck with transsexual treatment.
Yeah,
because it will fuck you in the head. It will fuck you up. You will get results that you're not happy with.
The transgenderism bullshit is very fucking dangerous. You have a bunch of morally simplistic fucking retards. Go ahead, do it. It'll make you feel better. And
Can I interject one thing? Can I interject one thing though?
Please do.
Saying to get treatment, you have to say you have a mental illness. That's my problem.
Well, I mean, like, you can... I can tell you right now 4 websites just off the top of my head that will give you HRT, HRT drugs.
Oh, God. I
Oh,
can't...
look at the little shit weasel. Oh, my God.
Oh, look at that fuzzy snake.
Without stepping foot in a doctor's
so tired.
That's what I used to call my danger. We used to call her shit weasel.
Goddamn shit weasels.
That is so cute. Look at that baby.
Aww.
Oh.
Sorry. Sorry, Wolf.
No, you're fine. I can't. Oh, baby.
Wait, I'm apologizing.
He's so tired.
Oh, he's so cute.
But here's the deal, though. Like, I could tell you 4 websites just off the top of my head where you could go order all the transsexual drugs that you want, as long as you could afford them.
That's fucked up, and I totally
without a prescription, without even looking at a doctor. But welcome to global markets, right? And I mean, that's what it is. Welcome to global markets. Like, I mean, and I'm not against these websites in principle, because I used these websites when I was in West Virginia. And so when I got to give you a bit of a backstory. I started my transition like a year before I went to, now when I say my transition, I'm talking about my chemical transition, right? Mm-hmm. I started my social transition a year before starting my chemical transition, because I wanted to make sure it was the right fit for me, right? Like, I just didn't walk into this, right? And so I played what they call in real life experience, or RLE, right? Real life experience, for a year before I decided to go on hormones. And then I went on hormones, and I've been on hormones for a year, and then I moved to West Virginia. And then when I went to West Virginia, the endocrinologist there was like, I need you to live as a female for another 1.5 years before I give you estrogen. And I said,
Virginia's the same way.
And I said, what the fuck? I've already been living as a female for over 2 years now. I've already been on estrogen. You're fucking with my endocrine system, right? Like, I fucking flipped my mind at the doctor and everyone at the office. And I made it like, rule number, if you ever get to know me in real life, I don't give a fuck about causing a scene. So I got home and I said, you know what? I'm just going to fucking self-medicate, because I'm not going to let these dickheads fuck with my transition. I'm not going to let them fuck with, because they don't understand the fuck I'm trying to tell them, right? So I self-medicated. So I'm okay with these website avenues being available, because there's doctors in areas that will put huge hurdles in front of you, right? And those hurdles are unacceptable in a lot of cases, like my case, right?
Hello?
Like where I had already chemically transitioned, where I had already been living as a female for 2 years, like, no, you're not going to sit there and make me live another 1.5 years to get back on a drug I've already been on, right? I'm not playing that game with you. And so I'm okay with those avenues being open, but it's, you know, it's still a game of trade-off. Like, the trade-off to that is that anybody can get a hold of these hormones, right?
Well, they put those.
It sounds a lot like the opioid thing.
They,
It's like doctors
they
reluctant to give someone something, whereas people actually need it, and the people that need it are treated like the people that don't actually need it.
Well, the problem is the issue I have is they put those hurdles there for these people not already chemically transitioned, but people who are thinking about going through with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like in Virginia, you have to go through therapy for a year,
Mm-hmm.
and before you can even get onto hormones, you have to live as a man or a woman for a year, and then you go to the endocrinologist and get the hormone treatment. I believe those hurdles are there to discourage people like the I don't know what the fuck you call them, the non-binary fucking special snowflake people.
Transgenders.
Yeah,
The
I
people
think
that see it as a trend, and it's like, oh my god, I'm a trans-binary, non-gendered,
stapler,
blah,
whatever.
blah.
I'm a
Yeah,
non-binary otherkin.
So I
Well-
think those hurdles are there for a good reason.
Yeah, and like I said,
But for your case,
it's a huge catch-22 is what it is, right? Like
your
because
case is absolute like bullshit. I don't know why they wouldn't listen to you, especially if you had documentation saying this, that, and the other thing.
yeah, no,
Well-
I showed them. I already had the letters from my doctor in Minnesota,
Yeah,
from my psychiatrist, from my psychologist, the whole 9 yards. Like,
yeah, see, that's bullshit. Yeah, that's just.
and he
fucking-
still wanted to put these hurdles in front of me, and I'm not playing that game. Right?
No, and
like,
I absolutely agree with you on that.
like
Well,
it's you're not gonna
I
sit there and try to
agree
lie
with
to
you, but at the
because it's
same
fucking weird
time,
for you.
I
Like,
have to back the doctor. Well, let's face it. You can sue them. Well, not you. The not genuine, general you.
Gender in you?
Well, I mean, what it
General,
is,
like
what really
anyone.
needs to happen on a large scale.
No, it wouldn't. But nowadays, yes, it would be.
What needs to happen on a large scale, ultimately, is what needs to happen is, and there's a couple of YouTube channels I can name that are actually doing, like one of them is, his name's Pure Carbon, and the other one is, he was just recently featured on Sargon's channel.
Champagne and top hats, or
No, or it was like, here, it's in my messages. Give me a second here. He made
No,
a
but
really
I do
brilliant
have-
video, or a pair of really brilliant videos. I would recommend to fucking anybody.
I have a real question here.
I
Where do you draw
added
the
you.
line?
Will you
Oh
PM
no,
to me,
Matt!
Where do you draw
I
the
had a
line?
question
Should-
before. I was cut
Wait.
off. I'm gonna cut you off.
PSA,
until you decide.
sit.
Shut up!
Pokemon, you're the one who fucking interrupted everybody.
I know, but
No.
this time it was someone
No,
else.
I was interrupting
No,
Mad Dog.
quiet. Let me throw
Mad Dog was
something
being
out real
interrupted
quick.
by the drinking guy, that's all.
Let me throw something out there real quick. Where do you draw the line at 18, 17, 16, 15? When should we let these people, quote unquote, transition? Because it messes with the biology of adolescence, and we know this.
Well, I mean,
So where is the line?
there's a lot of misinformation about that shit too. Like, and you'll see it. You'll see headlines reading something like 5-year-old transitions, right? Like, you'll read headlines like that all the time. And the problem with that is it doesn't make sense to give puberty blockers to somebody that's not going through puberty. It doesn't make sense to give somebody estrogen or testosterone that isn't of the age where their body will respond to it anyway, right? So I think the current...
if I may interject real quick, that's why
You
I said
can't let her finish.
15, 15, or 14. I was
Can you
talking
please
about
let her finish?
teenagers. No, I just wanted to elaborate on what I wasn't
Yeah,
talking
no,
about.
I was getting
I
there.
think you
I
were
was
being
getting there.
general, and she's gonna get there.
I was getting there. So let's clear the air with some honesty. The honest fact is, like, most, and not that I have a ton of contact with transgender children, I don't, but I've had enough contact, let me put it that way, right? And when I say contact, like, their parents get a hold of me because I'm a tranny and they want to know about their son or daughter, right? So
It's sad that you have to clarify what you meant by that. But
yeah, and so just to give a clarification, their parents get a hold of me on Facebook or whatever. I end up meeting up with their parents, talking about their kid that's, you know, gender. How should I put this? Gender variant, right?
Non-conforming.
Yeah, gender non-conforming. Let's put it that way, just to keep it as neutral as fucking possible, right?
Yeah.
And so that's how I end up with meeting a lot of these trans kids. And for a lot of these trans kids, I'm an older sister, right? And it's not weird in any way. Like when I hang out with them, their parents are bi, you know, nothing crazy, right?
You could have left that out. We're not thinking that.
Yeah, I know, but some people like to take the very worst about me. So
it's sad that people have to clarify that they're under supervision just for being gender nonconforming around children.
Yeah, and like I talk to these boys and girls, and I mean they're just as every bit as dysphoric. I'm not a psychologist, but they're just as every bit as dysphoric as I was at their age, right? Like, so I understand. At least I can empathize what they're going through, right? So now most of them aren't even put on puberty blockers until 13 years old, okay? Because, when I say that, I'm talking about male to female, okay? Because boys enter puberty, enter puberty later than girls. And you want to start blockers on Tanner stage 2, which is usually around 13, 14 years old. So at around 13, 14 years old, male to females are put on puberty blockers. And then now this is where it gets fuzzy, because there's this organization called WPATH. It's World Professional Association of Transgender Health or something like that, right? And it's basically a group of neurologists and psychologists and psychiatrists, all doctorates, that come together that specialize in transgender care or transsexual care, right? And they had set the limit at medical autonomy, okay? Now, medical autonomy in most of the Western world and the United States is 16 years old. And what that means is at 16 years old, medically speaking, you can make decisions about your body without your parents' consent.
So it correlates with the age of consent.
It roughly correlates with the age of consent. So at 16, you can go from going on puberty blockers to come off the puberty blockers to go on hormone replacement therapy. Now, there's a problem though. WPATH has no authoritative power. So whatever guidelines they set out, they're just basically that, guidelines. And what I think needs to happen is WPATH needs to have teeth. And what it should be able to do is set guidelines, and any doctor that breaks those guidelines revoke their licenses. This happens all the time in the medical community. I know it sounds pretty extreme, but it happens all the time in the medical field. If a surgeon does a practice that's out of the standard, that medical, like there's a surgeon association.
You're thinking of placing it on the same avenue as, say, malpractice.
Yeah, there's a medical association that will straight up revoke that surgeon's license. And
like in the States, it's the AMA, it's the American Medical Association.
Yeah, so what I think needs to happen is WPATH needs to be given teeth. And so like
that would
right
mean
now,
it's going to have to be highly regulated, though.
Right now, they recommend the age of 16, right? But the problem is they word it as, we recommend the age of 16. The reason they word it as, we recommend the age of 16 is because they have no authoritative power. They have no way of enforcing the age of 16. So you end up in situations where, male to females at age of 14 are placed on HRT. It happens, right? And I'm not going to deny that it happened. What my argument is, I think the World Path of Association of Transgender Care has it right at 16. What it needs is the teeth to enforce that age. So, generally speaking, I'm okay with the age of medical autonomy, whatever age that is. Generally speaking, that age is 16.
Yeah, generally speaking, it depends everywhere you go, but I think the average would probably be about 16. Yeah.
Because at 16, I mean, in much of the world, you're already an adult, right? So, I mean, in Britain, I'm pretty sure there's
16.
It's 16. You're an adult, and
Yeah.
I know it's 16
Well,
in Japan.
16 for sex. 18, I have no idea.
Well, and then you have the Romeo and Juliet laws too for kids in high
So
school.
I'm okay with the age of 16 from going from puberty blockers to HRT because, I mean, that's the age of medical autonomy. Like, I could, if you're 16 years old and you say, I want to start
That's your first
my
stage of
vaccine
puberty.
on this
It makes
disease,
sense.
and my parents would say, no, I'm an anti-vaxxer. My kids aren't getting any vaccine. That kid could turn around and tell their parents too damn bad, deal with it, right? At
16,
16
I
years old.
said the bad thing. It's actually the second stage of period.
Yeah. So it's now.
So,
Yeah.
Alabama just recently overturned a thing that said that the underage person needed to get the court's permission for an abortion.
Well, no, and I have a question. You can't even drink a beer at 16. You're supposed to be able to make decisions like transitioning at 16.
You
can't make
can
one
join the
decision?
military with, parent,
Well, I mean, but see, these things are not always completely analogous. Like, so for example, one of the arguments I hear is, well, they can't decide if they could smoke cigarettes, but they can decide if they want to transition. Okay. Well, smoking cigarettes is not a critical medical need.
Fuck. Shit. I'm gonna have to.
I didn't know.
I
Wait,
run
didn't know
off
my
of
head.
dip, beer,
Taking
and
care
gum.
of a physiological and psychological disorder is a medical necessity.
I think
No,
by
I didn't know
16,
what-
someone might be able to have been able enough to concede to
think
themselves
so?
that they
At
know what they
16,
are
I was-
inside. But
At 16, I was homeless, couch surfing. I didn't know my head from my asshole. You think I
and
could've
yet
made a
you
decision
found
like
your
that?
way.
Well, yeah, I own my own place now, and I'm doing
Well, and
good.
Yeah.
being homeless
So-
isn't a medical issue.
I would
That's true.
say
No,
that
but I'm saying-
someone...
At 16, you don't really know what you're doing yet. Do you think
Well,
it's
at
the best
16, you're
time
still
to make
supposed
that?
to be in high school.
yeah, my point
Yeah.
was though that 16 is better than letting someone define their gender identity at say 5
Yeah.
I
years old.
came out as gay at 7.
I'm
I
for
mean-
the restrictions on that,
In most places in the world,
but I don't think that there
we
should
allow
be.
16-year-olds to figure out if they want to have sex or not, and sex can be.
Or get married.
I mean,
Oh,
With
you
my
can get
consent,
married
with
at
my consent.
6 if you're Muslim.
16, you can make a decision about sex that literally ruins your life, right? Like literally.
Well, that's
You
it.
catch
There's a whole bunch
HIV,
of-
or you fuck around and catch a certain STD, it can make you fucking infertile or sterile, right? Like
Or have
sex
a
is fucking
kid.
dangerous.
Have a
Just
fucking
the same way a trans person could. So everyone's choices are dangerous.
Well, but there's different
That's-
laws in different states. Are we going state
Oh,
by
yeah,
state,
yeah,
or
but-
do you want a universal?
There
rule?
is risk to sex. All I'm trying to say is Mel has a very good point of what she is saying. At
I
the
never
age
said
of
she didn't.
16, you are smart enough to actually know, well, am I trapped in the wrong body?
Wrong
At the
choice of
very
words.
least,
And, I
talk
mean,
to
and
somebody
we-
Well,
about
then
it.
maybe they should
We
be
sentence
smart enough
kids
know
to
what
death
they
to the
do.
death penalty at 16. I mean, it happens.
Not
Well,
in the
tried by
States.
adult,
We
but then
trap
they ended
them
up
to life.
going to prison for years, and it takes them years to get there. But yeah, legally, we do.
Look
do
up Scott Delensky. He had the most brutal murder in California for, I don't know, probably 20 years. Scott?
Well, let me put it a little bit in perspective, all right? So if you have a 16-year-old kid in high school and they don't go to school, they don't get
Deleski,
fined.
Ocalanes,
Wait a minute.
A,
Wait
C,
a
A,
minute.
L.
Hey, dude, just put it in the side
Hey.
chat. I will look it up.
Yeah, wait a minute. If you have a kid, he's in high school, he's 16, he skips school all the time, right? He doesn't get fined the money. The parents do. So do you at least believe the parent should be involved in this decision?
At 16, no.
Then why should the parent be fined for them skipping school? Why should the parent be held accountable
Well, I mean,
when
the
they
whole
mess
school
up?
thing is to ensure the government's not pissing away. It's the government enforcing
Well,
its
and
rules.
Matt, the other thing about that too is it's different when you're talking about medical because if you go to the doctor, if you're a 16-year-old, the doctor can ask you, "Hey, are you sexually active?" Because it's an important question. However, if you say yes, they don't have any right to tell your parents. Your parents have no right to know that.
Yeah, patient
When it
doctor
comes,
privilege.
yeah, when it comes to medical, like unless you're comatose and you're like about to die,
Yeah, unless it needs
they
some
have
power of
like
attorney shit. That's
yeah,
fucking.
they're not gonna tell anybody
Um,
else. It's
Well, no,
something that's strictly
if
between you and
It's
your doctor.
yeah,
Bradley,
Whether it's
typically
Bradley,
Pokemon. Pokemon,
Doesn't
stop
even
talking over
matter
me.
about
wait a
that.
minute,
Like,
wait a minute, Bradley. My point would be if you're going to treat them as adults at that point, then they should be treated as adults across the board. You want to make
No,
the
no,
legal
they
age
can't.
16, then
sorry, Doberman. I just want to say Hippocratic oath. That's what that is, and they have an ethical oath not to fucking reveal that shit. That's all.
yep, very true.
you're still, as the parent, you're responsible for them. And as a kid, when you're 8 years old, your parents get all your shit. And
Well,
they get
yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah, but you're comparing
until they're 18.
medical things to social things.
It doesn't
yeah,
matter.
and there's
Medical
also
and
fucked up double
social
standards
are
if you're gonna look at the
completely
law.
different.
I mean,
That's
also,
what I'm saying. He's comparing these two things.
I mean, it's
I'm comparing them because there is a comparison. If you
No,
can't
there
have one
isn't.
without the other,
Well,
they're either
Yes.
an adult. Wait, they're either an adult capable of making a decision to that extent.
No,
would-
it really
which
doesn't.
would
If you are
extend-
young
which
and
would extend
you
to
make a
other
bad
areas.
decision, it affects your life.
the protection of the vulnerable
If you-
doesn't necessarily mean that you're
Wait,
giving
no.
them the same
Wait a minute,
authority
no.
that you have
If
as
you
a
are-
reasonable person
Come on,
who
come on.
of
Let's
age
be
who
real.
can protect them.
Let's be real. If you are capable of making a decision like, I want to change my sex, okay, where is there a bigger decision? There isn't, as far as I know.
Yes,
Now,
but it's not
if
something
you-
that happens
wait,
immediately.
Bradley, can I finish? Now, if you are capable of making that decision, you are capable of joining the military, you're capable of drinking a beer, you're capable of smoking a cigarette. These are all, if you are at that age, capable of that decision, you are an adult.
No,
And the age of adulthood should be 16.
no, because when you're talking about the transition, that is not something that happens in an instant. Joining the military, that can happen in an instant. Drinking a beer, that can happen in an instant. Smoking a cigarette, that can happen in an instant. Transitioning
The medical
transitioning
difficulties
does not
can
happen in an instant because what happens is you go through the processes and you have many opportunities to figure this out.
Bradley,
It's not.
Bradley, you're telling me right now I start popping estrogen, something ain't gonna happen in my fucking brain chemistry? You gotta be
God,
kidding
Well,
me.
it
you're
takes
so
about-
fucking
it takes
stupid.
about-
You're not understanding what I'm
it
saying.
takes about 3 to 9 months to see any significant changes.
Not even to your mood or anything?
No,
Like,
nothing at all. Nothing at all.
Okay.
It's like taking
I
birth
wouldn't-
control.
It's
I
not a
wouldn't,
fucking
I wouldn't know about
Viagra.
either of those.
Well, it's
Yeah,
not like
it's-
taking birth
it's-
control
Wouldn't know
because
about that
birth
either.
control makes women crazy.
It's a process that takes
That's
many
my
months,
quote. No, I'm joking.
and even then, even
Shut up,
after,
Pokemon.
like I've known girls that have been on testosterone blockers for years, and they think they're safe from knocking up a girl, and then they'll go sleep with a girl, and lo and behold, they still knock the girl up. Right?
I know one person that's been on blockers and waiting to get on SRT, and they're still not on. So
Yeah,
it's not an instant thing. You need to work up to it.
And it's not a guaranteed thing. Like, there's no guarantee that taking
no guarantee whatsoever.
HRT will sterilize you. No guarantee whatsoever. I'll guarantee you, Blair White comes off her hormones for like 3 fucking months and go nails a bitch to the floor. She will knock up that bitch, no problem.
I want to see her get on Onision pregnant.
For maybe two
that
years.
would be kind of funny to see them.
Yeah,
like Blair
jokes
White
aside,
having a boyfriend and then knocking up some random girl. That would be funny.
Like Onision.
I mean, not funny, but like, wait, really? That happened?
Her debate with Onision, I hate to say it, like,
that was a waste of fucking time.
Oh, she failed. She was way too drunk. At least when I joined it.
No, it's the same thing as the Jeff Holiday thing. It's just bam, emotion got the best of you, and you took Onision's bait. I'm not saying I could do any better. I would probably sit there and be like, "Yeah, Onision, how you doing?"
I mean, I'm gonna sidestep this because Blair and I do not get along. So
I'm not trying to shitpost on any or shit on anybody.
I was just going to talk about Onision. Like,
wait,
Onision
are we live or are we off?
We're
live, so don't say anything.
Me and Blair, let's just say Blair and I, we're not friends. Let's put it that way.
Well, just if we're live, I would rather not start a beef. But if we're off,
oh, I don't want to start a beef. I still like Jeff Holiday and I still like Blair. It's just they let their emotions to the best of that time. But
you're entitled to that, and I don't really pay attention to them much. So I honestly
need
don't
another
care.
drink, but I don't want to wake up my ferrets.
I would love to just call Onision a cunt. Like,
are they sleeping on your fucking feet right now?
No, he's sleeping between my legs.
My danger, she used to like wake me up like just licking my toes.
Like right between my thighs, dead asleep.
You know, there's a limp dick joke in there somewhere.
I got a limp hairy dick sleeping between my legs.
Yeah.
It happens. But I want to go get my bottle of wine. So, geez, decisions.
You'll fall back asleep.
Hey. Think about it this way. Your ferrets are now going to be woke.
You can
Shut up, Pokemon.
Yeah, sorry.
All right, I'll be right back. You're okay, honey. You go back to sleep.
All right. So, any more topics, or what? What do you guys got? Anything interesting to talk about?
I'll find some.
It's getting pretty late.
Mama is right here. Mama is right here. You're okay.
Toddler tantrum costs a family everything, including their kids.
How'd that happen?
I have no idea. Let's take a look. Oh my god! I should screen share it just because of the picture they showed.
Oh no!
So fucking random. Let's see. And even last November started out like any other blah 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 blah. Here, I'm just gonna send it to you. I don't feel like reading. I'll put it in the chat.
Alright. If you guys want to give out your channels, mine's Mad Dodge Productions. Go ahead and like and subscribe, and go ahead and go down the line, and we'll sign out and have a short after party before everybody passes the fuck out.
Oh, I'm fucking wide awake. And look at that. I got a whole bottle of wine to drink. Yeah.
You dirty
I got
bitch.
more beer, so I'll be
I
awake
got
for a
like
while.
no beer left. I hate you.
I'm Wolfshot. I like to fuck shit up. My channel's Wolfshot. My Twitter's Fangs to Flesh.
Let me open this wine and then I'll share my YouTube link. But
I don't need to share shit. I don't do anything.
oh my goodness, he is awake. Look what you guys did. This is your guys' fault.
It's your fault.
It is not my fault.
You're the drunk here.
No.
Why did you call your girlfriend a he?
My girlfriend?
It was a joke. Sorry.
Oh, I didn't get the joke. I was trying to get the joke. That's what I was getting at.
No, why did you call your girlfriend a he? Because you said, "Oh God, he's awake."
He's
Well,
talking
because
about
he
the
is
military
a-
dick.
It was a dumb misgender joke.
Oh. Well, yeah, see, the problem is those jokes don't work on me because I'm not a social constructionist of gender. I'm a biological constructionist of gender. In fact, transsexual can only exist.
that was really funny. I'm sorry.
In fact,
You had to interrupt that.
transsexual can only exist if you have a transsexualist or a gender essentialist view of gender. Because if gender could be whatever you want it to be, then transsexual doesn't exist.
What are your thoughts of Kathy Brennan?
Look at him. He's, oh God, you're a pain in my ass. Why don't you go back to sleep?
Have any of you seen The Walk in the Park on Vimeo?
Boop his snoot. Maybe that'll turn him off.
No.
Right? Be like, boop, go to sleep. Nappy time.
All right. Well, thank you, all the viewers, and
Oh,
have a
I
good
need
night.
to give you my YouTube channel.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Give me a second. My God. I got a ferret that's like fucking wide awake now.
It'll steal your jewelry. Watch out.
Oh, fuck, Melissa, my ferret Danger, we took her on the subway and she took a shit on the subway seat, and this guy, English was obviously not his second language, comes up and he's, is she a lady of the evening? I'm like, what?
She took a shit in the bus?
On the subway seat. He comes over, he picked it up with a piece
What?
of paper, he wrapped it up and put it in his pocket, but he asked us if she's a lady of the evening.
What? That's fucking
And-
crazy.
All we could figure out after that was like maybe like he was asking us if she was nocturnal, I think.
Oh, I can't post any links in the chat, so I'll do it in the side
But
chat.
we thought,
Oh no.
There you go,
obviously.
boys. There's my channel.
Well,
And-
if you
oh,
wrote
gross. Oh,
moderator,
really?
Oh, this cord is in the way. What is going on with that? Oh my God. Look, Ferret, you're a disaster zone. You know that? I don't have a name for him yet, so I'm trying to name him.
Oh, I can think of a good name for him.
I'm thinking of,
Name him Mia or Mia Culpa. Like,
I'm thinking Oscar.
there you go. You're a moderator, so you can post in the chat.
Oh, okay. Perfect. No, it was fun being on your channel. You should bring me on more because I'm a catty ass bitch, so I love sitting here talking shit. I love talking shit.
I'm a complete asshole. Don't.
And I subbed your channel. So there you go.
Thank you, and I'll have you on more often. Yeah, absolutely. There was background noise. So
If you ask me, generally my answer is going to be yes. So, like this Sunday, I'm going to be wrapped up. I'm going to be doing a live stream on someone else's channel, and I think Saturday I'm going to be on Prince of Queens' channel. So, Princey is my boy. He takes care of me. I love Prince of Queens. He's amazing. He's one of my favorite like gay guys on the internet. So.
I've
He's
talked
like
to
one of
him
the
once
only
or twice.
gay dudes
He's
I know on
alright.
the internet. I like him. We've had fun chats. But he always forgets them. He's like, "What's wrong with you? Are you bisexual?" He always forgets about the lady boys, even though we talk about it every time.
No, it sounds like I got like 3 chasers in here at least, so I'm pretty good crowd.
Melissa, you know me. I'm just here for the
No,
good time.
and when I say chaser, I don't mean it in a derogatory way like most trannies do. Like, I love chasers. So I think you guys are amazing.
I'm just here for that ferret.
I don't deride chasers because, in my point of view, I think it's a fucked up double standard that like trans girls have. Like they'll sit there and whine that they can't find a guy, right? And then sit there and deride the guys that are into them as chasers. Like I think that's stupid as fuck.
All right. We'll end
more fair
on
action.
that note. We'll end on that note. Have a good night, guys. This was the Redeye stream number 2. Number 3 will be next week, I think. Have a good night. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.